Yellow, I tell some clown. Till I come round, come for the 4 pound. Sit down, me love how you perform. You grab me body, you never go scratch your palm. Wait, your pussy good, me never dead so long. Wait, your pussy good enough, you put it in a song. Tell you the man say, him better run. Come, we fight for your pussy, old veteran. Watch how your step, landmine, set a pressure bomb. You just make it sitting tough up and I never gang. Squeegee round, I leave him alone. Shake your bum, see the shape of your round. Leave your panty, the G-string at home. Tell her come see me, come for the 4 pound. Me a cry, sign your tits, touch the grapevine, bite your lips, make you waistline, why not it, don't waste time when I visit, just come in a kissing me, no it risky, she a said it that the jacket he go fit me, disappear like when me do the tricks, she a fight but she did Lulu before 50, come and make me pet a pussy Jimmy, me I know your brother nothing no wrong if you feel it, pizza your order but me deliver peace, skin me out like Victoria could not keep the secret.
Damn, muted. What's up, people? What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the O.O.C. Roberto will be in here a little bit late. He said to start the show. Like, yeah, guys, start the show. I'm going to be a little bit late. So he will be coming for all of you that, want to come in here and see Roberto. Since you don't really see him that much, he will be here. But for now, we holding it down. Me and Mr. JG. Shalin, I'm not saying the other part, but JG, what's up, brother?
salute everybody, salute chat, salute Nzo. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you doing?
You know my saying that I heard from a Craig David song. Those know who Craig David is. Hey, I feel sorry for you. The man has been an icon in the UK music scene. But there's a line in his song where it goes, different toilet, same shit. So hey, that's what I'm on. Different toilet, same shit, but living life every day.
Craig David.
You know Craig. You from Canada. You got no Craig David.
I don't
know.
Maybe the name doesn't ring a bell. You know what I mean? But okay.
Craig David is. Canada's basically the UK of the West. Craig David.
It just goes to show you that this guy over here is not black, right?
Man, black. What are you talking about? He's black.
He's from the UK. He ain't that black. We deal with Nerd Man. We already know.
He is light skinned.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he might be mixed. I don't want to say he is and he's not, but he looked like he probably is. But still,
it's okay. People could say the same thing about me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're Canadian. You ain't black. Yes, I'm still black, motherfucker. I may not have the same. What's the word I'm looking for? Culture as Americans, but we still have Canadian black culture over here, and we still have hoods, we still have all of that stuff. So yes, I still am a black man. I'm below the waist of that too.
We need to get away from that stuff, man, because the diaspora is it's so wide, so much variety.
100%.
And so because the boat landed here, not over there, don't mean you're not black. You're just black
100%.
in a different place. That's it.
100%. Hey, DQ, what's up, brother? How you doing? Agreed, 100%. And that's the thing, and we could talk about this. I think Americans, and I'm not trying to get into the dissing Americans, but I feel like they feel like the black culture in America is like the most predominant culture. You know what I mean? Like if you ain't a black American, your culture, you don't have culture and stuff like that, And I just like, nah, I don't.
Yeah, but we can say a thing about Africans, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Africans are the same way. Not all of them. So if those in the chat listen, if you're African, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying as a whole.
Right? Yeah, 100%.
Same thing, right? And so even UK, right? Jamaica a lot of times, right? But the time I went there, I didn't feel like any different. I didn't understand what the hell they were saying, but I didn't feel any different, right? It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
for sure.
smoke a spliff, let's hang out, let's do, it was all good. And that's what the world needs. A day, we all, like they have the freaking fuck, I can't even talk right now. The damn movie where everybody's killing each other, whatever. It was illegal to kill everybody. What's the name of that movie?
Oh, The Purge.
The Purge. We should have something like that, except it's for marijuana. One day out the year, if it's illegal, it should be legal. Everybody just smokes all day long.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say we need to get rid of all the white people. You know what I mean?
You see there. Nope.
We need a purge of all white people.
Nope. I know somebody who might want to purge all the white people after what he's been in, which is one of the topics.
Said Americans have a stereotype of the black community, gangs, poor neighborhoods, ghetto. Yeah, 100%. 100%. It goes without saying. In America, if a white person lives in a multi-duplex complex, they call it an apartment. Black people, they call it the projects. Agreed. As for the tariffs, Trump doesn't have to follow the rules, just a heads up. Oh, don't worry, DQ. We're going to get into that. That's got a lot to do with Roberto when he comes in here. So we're going to wait to get into that topic as well. So, yeah, as soon as Roberto comes in here, we will definitely be able to talk about that because it's a shit show. It's a shit show with these damn tariffs. It just, you know what I mean? He put the 90-day pause on just so that these companies could send out all of their stuff, right? They have all the stuff ready to go, put a 90-day, hold on the tariff so we can get all those products out. And then what's he going to bring? It's just weird what this guy is doing.
Man. It's business. I don't like it, but it's business.
Yeah, but he knows it's hurting American businesses. That's why he put it on hold, right? So, like, at the end of the day, this dude just needs to freaking, you know what I mean? Like, stop messing with your allies. Like, stop messing with the people who you say are allies and start working with them and go against the real enemy, But it seems like he's so up Putin's ass, it's not even funny. What's up, Dewan? How you doing, brother?
And for me, it's because I know Roberto's going to go in on it, as he should. My biggest thing for me is, like, I'm not saying I don't care about the tariffs right now because we got too much shit here that we got to deal with. Like the student loan thing that's in May 5th. Like, if you're in default, that thing that's about to happen. It's, man, America's hurting, man. The people generation behind us, really going to be hurting. And Trump has a lot to blame with it too, but we had 4 or 5 other presidents that preceded him that could have fixed all this shit too.
100%. 100%. You see, that's what it is. Like, okay, even though Trump right now is, you would say, one of the worst of the worst, but when it comes to presidents, even here, prime ministers, they're all puppets, right? They all say that they're going to do certain things to make things better for people, when in reality, it's just so they could get elected and then they can not do anything. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because you can go back and look at old videos of Nancy Pelosi when she had dark hair and was thin. She was talking about how China need to do something about China and all this stuff. You had, Barack Obama, who we all love, because he was very presidential. Could tell you the sky's purple, make you believe it, even though it ain't purple. But he could talk it so in a way that's like, damn, what it might have a purple tint to it. He was really, he was a mess at word game. He talked about it. Freaking Trump talked about it first time. Biden talked about it. Nobody did a damn thing about it.
Facts, 100%. The stocks got the pickup it needed. Yeah, just enough for the billionaires to make $1 billion, another $1 billion, and then it went right back down again. So that's why the Easter egg roll at the White House was corporate sponsored. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Eli, which is financial food for him. Dawn said Trump is just a bully. I agree. What's up, Dandelion? How you doing? Thanks for popping in. Much appreciated. And Eli said hi. Yeah, so for those of you just popping in, we're still waiting for Roberto to come in. I found this on X the other day, and this shit had me rolling, brother. I definitely gotta show this. Hold on. I gotta be careful what I show because you know how X can be, right? You scroll down there and
Yeah.
then boom, an ass pops up and shit, and I'm like, okay,
Yep.
now X is gonna get me banned. All right, so we're not gonna be you're not gonna be having that. Not gonna be having that. Made that mistake one time, and of course JG was like, "Wait a minute, you know what I mean?"
Yep.
Like,
That was a good stream too, boy.
Trump said today in the Oval Office, if he taxes millionaires, they would leave the country. Yeah, well, maybe he should, definitely, because they're the ones making all the money. But check this video out.
She identifies as her. Factory reset didn't work. Right in the non-binary.
Oh my God.
In the body. Right in the paper. No surgery needed then. Transaction denied. Ooh, right in for us. Sort of like she got down in Fortnite. Trying to kick flip, learn how to do a lip slide. She gender fluid everywhere. It almost became a buzzword. That's a cheap way to transition. In the 10 sickles right in the transmission. That's right in the mystery box. Right in the who knows what, like you see a rod at an ATM. Oh, Black Betty, jammed your clam. Busted your lip for sure. Take away the more penis and was later Tony Hollywood.
So for those, because I used to be in the skating community back when I was a teenager. You take my black card if you want to, motherfucker. I don't care. I used to be a skater back then, and believe it or not, a lot of females had that happen to them. It's called getting carded, right? And if it hits you the wrong way, it can actually penetrate the vagina and cut it. And so yeah, good thing she had jeans on, but yeah.
Oh, 100%. And so first off, I ain't gonna actually take your black card. I personally wasn't a part of the skateboard community, but I did do a little bit of skateboarding. You know what I mean? I did do a little bit of skateboarding. Now I wasn't doing all of them X game tricks and all of that shit.
Oh no,
Definitely wasn't doing that. But you know what I mean? I definitely did my thing on the skateboard, homie. I did my thing. So I'm not gonna take your black card for that. You're good. I think I had another one where I'm trying. I do have another one. All right, hold on, guys. I definitely had to take it off the screen. Be sure I showed this one. No one wants to take a hit in the groin. Oh, absolutely not, Dandelion. I was talking about that the other day at work, and I'm like, man, one time I had my son. He was like maybe 2. You know, you playing with him, whatever, and just that, you know what I mean? A little kid nicks them things, and oh my lord, the pain. You know what I mean?
man, you
So
gotta
yeah, I
remember that's
could
your kid for a second. It's like, yo, even a little flick
100%
can hurt, man. A light little flick, you're gonna be jumping.
Facts that ouch, man gets hit with a football. Yeah, no one wants to take a hit in the groin. Absolutely, pink or blue. Pink or blue what though? Dandelion must have missed it. Oh, here. Wait, guys, here's a question: pink or blue? Okay, you sent something. I'll play that in a minute, Eli. Just give me 1 second.
Pause, bro.
That's my kid. You know what? I was with him today, and I'm like, you know, we got a LeBron topic tonight, and of course he pops in when the LeBron topic comes in. You know, like this kid licks LeBron's balls more than anyone. And I told him, I was like, yo, these guys, I defend LeBron. And JG, he'll tell you, Roberta, because Raheem, because you asked me, so who you defending LeBron with? This guy right here. Right here. Oh my lord, the LeBron, like he's the one who blames LeBron for everything.
I damn
bro.
do. Yes, I do. I'm a real deal hater. Number one, I wear that crown proudly. I can't stand that dude, man.
Everything, right? So yeah, definitely. Oh, we got a new subscriber. Thank you very much for subscribing. Much appreciated. Always pleasure. Check this one out.
What the hell?
I swear these things had me dying, bro.
She asked me what my pronouns are.
Now, don't just listen to the words. Read the chats as well.
And then you wait, her pronouns are obesity. Her pronouns are all you can eat. And she identifies as hungry, crying out gravy. She has more chins than a Chinese phone book. Her pronouns are finger-licking good pronouns. Pronouns for the hungry meat again. Necklace behavior pronouns are she ate them. Wait a minute, this is next level stuff. Kate from Houston, it's okay, girl. Keep your chins up. How fucked if you find a vein to draw blood? Her pronouns
Oh
are
my God, the internet is
LBSAT.
undefeated, man.
Breath is delayed,
Wow.
burning Chinese. Feminist, lesbian, Peter Griffin. Is cholesterol a gender? All up the destroyer. Her pronouns are less gender. She's
Wow.
Thanos was right. Her pronouns are 3.4 5 believer, find the counter Eli. Do your babes contain anything other than sugar and cholesterol? All these comments are so mean, though I bet she loves her all.
Wow.
Oh my God. I swear, when it comes to the internet, guys, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I just find it funny. You know what I mean? And there's Jamaican ones too. I'm not gonna play them because a lot of the people them don't understand the Jamaican accent and stuff like that. But the Jamaican ones are fucking hilarious too, bro. They have me dying. Now they don't put the music to it like that. It's just some guy and he's reading the comments. But oh my God, they're funny. Did you guys see that crazy congressman person Nancy Mays attacking a dude for asking her when she was going to have a town hall? No, I didn't see that, but definitely gonna look for that. You know what I mean? Eli said, "Yeah, I know, Eli. Funny, but I don't like attacking people for their appearances. I know, Dandelion. What is the internet? You know what I mean? The internet has no chill whatsoever.
Zero.
You know, I may find myself in one of those things one day. You know what I mean? Say the wrong thing on stream, and next thing you know, someone is making fun of you as well. So it is what it is.
Make sure you find you a good camera filter. Make sure your area is clean. Make sure we have any crust or nothing. They will find the smallest thing and like this, make a song out of it. It'll be funny. I'll be laughing too.
100%. Sci-Fi Nation, what's up, brother? How you doing? Good to see you. Said Nance Mace. I seen that. All right, let me see if I can find what you guys are talking about. Who is it? Nancy Mace?
Nancy Mace, yeah.
Nancy Mace. It said when she was asked by. Okay, so what's the video I'm looking for? Because I see a few here. It says, "Fuck you, Nancy Mace faces off at a man with a beauty store. Voter confronts her in a store." So I'm not sure which video you guys are talking about. But if you have it, someone send me the link. I know Eli. Eli, you said it now. Eli, send the stuff to my ex, please, because when you send it to YouTube, I gotta go to my YouTube page and I gotta go and get it and everything. So please send it to my ex, whatever you're sending me. He said, found it. He prospective. Elihu, just it you. Okay, whatever. Her perspective. I got you. Nancy Mace cusses out that man. Beauty store one. She posted it. Okay, so it's the beauty store one. Okay, so I see you. I see ya. Thank you, Dandelion. I did have it here. I did see it. Beauty store. This one, right? All right. Let me share this tab. Let's see what we got here. Eli said sent it. Too late, Eli. You're too slow, bro. You know what I mean? Dandelion's already on point. You know, she got that shit locked down. Sorry. Nice try. Let's see what we got. It's a 6-minute video, so we're not going to watch the whole thing. We'll just get to the...
So it was probably the biggest viral video of the weekend. South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace posted this now infamous video online after a man who is allegedly one of her constituents confronted her while she was shopping. Take a look.
I do them every year.
Every year.
You want to keep
Are you
going?
gonna do any more
Do
this
you want
year?
to keep going and
Are you
keep
gonna do-
harassing me?
I'm asking if
You
you're
could
gonna
have
have any more
gone to
town
a
halls this
dozen
year.
town halls last year.
I asked if you're doing any more this year. It was one simple question.
Yeah.
Are you doing a town
I've
hall
already
this year?
done one. I'll do
Are
plenty
you doing
more.
any more this year? It was a simple question.
You're always invited.
Okay, sweet. We'll look
And
out
by
for
the
an
way,
actual invitation.
I voted for gay marriage twice.
What does that have to do
So
with
I'm just saying, it has
everything about me has to do with gay
I
marriage?
do,
That's your first
absolutely.
stance when you
Yep.
speak with me?
because you people on the left are crazy.
So I'm
You're
on the left.
absolutely crazy.
I'm absolutely
You are.
crazy.
And get out of my face.
You're insane.
Goodbye.
You're insane. You're gonna me and you're
Yep,
gonna be voted
bye.
out so fast this year. I
I'm
can't
not.
wait for you to go into
I won
the
by
door.
so much.
You're a disgrace to this state. That's what you are. You're a disgrace. I asked you a simple question and you just go on this tirade and tell me you.
Yeah, you.
Disgusting.
Get out of my face.
You.
Get out of my face.
You're nasty.
Try it. What's your
You're
name?
nasty.
What's your
You're
name?
nasty. That's
What's
my
your name?
You say me?
Yep, I
That's
sure
the
did.
first thing you're gonna say to me is me for asking
Absolutely.
you a
Get
question.
the out of my face
You.
now.
So wait a minute.
So
I'm
She
lost.
posted that?
Like, why would she post that? It makes her look bad.
Yeah, she posted like that was like a win for her.
How
What?
is that? If all the
She
man asked
posted
was,
this.
"Hey, when's your next town hall?" and you go off like that, either you're constantly being attacked and you just blew up over it, or you just had a bad day. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
At all.
Then say,
Why
I
would
voted for gay marriage. I'm like, what the hell does that got to do with it? What if the man's not gay? He just kind of,
This is what Trump created, bro. This is the world. This is what Trump created. And she was like, because when she said it, it sounded just like Trump. Oh, I won by a lot. Yeah, I won by a lot. Oh, they took the election from me. I really won. Yeah, if you check it, I won by a large margin. It was so large that they couldn't do nothing about it. Like, it sounded exactly like that. Oh my God. I guess her crazy MAGA voters love this. Yeah, I guess they do, to be honest
Well,
with you.
I mean,
Yeah,
when you
MAGA
think about
power
it, man,
trip.
even though Trump's doing all this bullshit, Democrats' approval rate is still low as hell.
Yeah, I know, because they ain't doing shit either.
Neither one is doing shit. So yeah,
Except for one, our girl, Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, let me tell you something about Jasmine. You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone.
No, JG, go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
leave it. I'm
Let
leaving it alone. I'm
let
leaving
the
it alone.
colors come out. Let the colors come out.
Nope. I'm gonna leave it alone. I will leave that alone.
This is off our chest, you know.
I'm on a look. I'm by myself on this, so nope. I'm nope.
I'm waiting. No, you're not tonight.
Nope, not gonna do
Right.
it. Not falling in for that trap.
All right, next week I'm gonna have a Jasmine Crockett topic.
No, because I tried to give you a Jasmine Crockett. Fuck, Jasmine Crockett topic, and you wouldn't even play the damn thing.
All right, we can go back to that one then. That's a perfect one.
I don't even care about it now.
I know your true colors are gonna come out in that motherfucker.
Look, all I'm saying is this. Jasmine Crockett, she says a lot of stuff that I agree with. But at the same time, I'll just say this. The person we seeing doing all that stuff she's doing is not her. That's all I'm going to say.
The stuff what?
All these antics she's doing, it's not her. What I really think is, Jasmine Crockett, what I really think is, because Kamala kind of tried to do the similar things. Not as, wild as Jasmine is, but kind of do the same things. War people saying, oh, she's not really black. She's not this, she's not that. You can't question Jasmine Crockett's black because she is noticeably black. I think they're using her as some type of way to try to garner Democratic votes, especially the black Democratic vote. I don't think it's going to work. I think a lot of people are going to sit there and say, yeah, Jasmine. But when it comes to voting, they're not going to even do anything about it.
Yeah,
because like Kamala Harris, a lot of people at those rallies, I guarantee you half of them didn't even vote for her.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, if you look at it, right, supposedly the margins, they say the margins were locked, but the only problem is sometimes when they give these numbers, it's like one side
Yeah.
says this and the other side says the other, and you never really know. So you'll never know the truth. But I agree with you. It's just people didn't want to vote for the black woman, man. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And listen to this one.
Imagine if I had done any of this. Let me just, I just want to be clear about this. Imagine that Imagine if I had pulled Fox News' credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but no, this is what's happening. Imagine if I'd said to law firms that were representing parties that were upset with policies my administration had initiated, that you will not be allowed into government buildings. We will punish you economically for dissenting from the Affordable Care Act or the Iran deal. We will ferret out students who protest against my policies. It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me.
Facts.
Or a whole bunch of my predecessors. So,
more of you, though.
And I say this,
I agree.
Not on a partisan basis. This has to do with something more precious, which is, who are we as a country and what values do we stand for?
Because they would have been saying, and they probably did say it, this uppity N-word, thinking he can come in here and control things. Who does he think he is? You know what I mean?
For sure.
So
for sure.
If
But
and,
I was go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you first.
I would say this. Barack Obama, a lot of things that we have been screaming about, crying about. Today we cried about when you were president. What did you do about it? See, for me, I get tired of all this talk, right? All this oratory bullshit. What actions, what plans are you going to put in place to help people? I'm tired. That's the thing with me. I'm tired of the talking. We know Republicans don't give a damn about us. We know that. The Democrats should give a damn about it because they always talk a big game about, like Barack Obama just did. But what policies have you put in place to actually help us? There was this guy who was the head of the, I think what's the name of that? It's the Black Farmers Association of Black Farmers, or something like that. And he was trying to get a bill passed that would pay black farmers a lot of money. There was a Democrat who was a congressman, I think, who tried to stop the bill and said, we need language for the Latino community.
What up, fellas?
What's up, Roberto?
Roberto is in the house. What's up, Roberto?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, you got some good stuff there, eh?
Yeah, I had to get a little touch up before coming on because I want you guys to recognize me.
I got you. Now, we were just going over some stuff and talking about MAGA. The San Francisco Giants rule. Game starts in 7 minutes. Yeah, nobody cares either.
Nobody cares.
You should call this here the love show,
Dodgers over here, baby.
Montreal Expos, baby.
Yeah.
Montreal
Expos.
Yes, that is correct. Montreal Expos.
Montreal Expos don't exist no more.
Yeah, I know, but they still the team. Fuck it. I don't
Yeah,
care.
they're still the team. They come back. I'll support them. I'll support them. You know. But
Well,
till
Y'all still got
then,
the Maple Leafs?
who?
Exactly.
You know,
Toronto Maple
Toronto
the
Maple
hockey
Leafs?
team.
No.
Maple Leafs. Maple
Maple
Leafs.
Leafs.
Whatever
that's Toronto, bro.
That's what I said.
We
Toronto.
got,
I said, do y'all still have the Toronto Maple Leafs?
We
but
don't
why
have
would
them.
we care? We don't have them. We got the Montreal
Oh, so
Canadiens, bro.
y'all not proud Canadians. Y'all proud Montreal. I got you.
Okay.
My bad. I had it wrong. My bad.
Hold on, JG. Hold on. That's a sensitive topic you just touched right there, my
You
friend.
know
I'm
what
sorry.
I mean?
My bad.
Now, do you know who? I don't know if they're still the winningest team in sports history. We got Stanley Cups, man. You come to our arena and you look up, you can't see the roof.
Yeah, 100%.
All banners, banners.
Yeah, 100%.
And this is who?
So
Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs, they haven't won since.
I don't know the hockey teams in Montreal. I didn't know. I don't fucking know.
we're educating you, bro. We know about
Okay.
the U.S. You know, you can know a little bit about your partners over here. You know.
Oh, I'm always willing to learn, brother. Always willing to learn. But this guy to your left always prohibits me from knowing things because he just hates me for some reason. I don't know why.
Me?
USA.
No.
It's a LeBron thing. I think it's a LeBron thing.
Because JG, before Trump got elected, Nzo had nothing but love for you.
That is true. You don't even wear those New York hats so much.
You know what I mean? I can't blame my Canadian citizen friend, you know? Even though I know you guys make great material with this shit. That's Trump's doing, man.
Facts. 100%. Yeah, I know. You know what? Screw Americans. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, I had something that I wanted to show. I'll show it later. We'll get
just enlighten Dandelion because she had a question, and since I'm the hockey guru up in this mofo.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's been a very long time since I can name more than 2 Canadian teams, Dandelion, that are in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's starting with our team, the Montreal Canadiens, Toronto Maple Leafs, Winnipeg Jets, and the Edmonton Oilers. And they seem to think that Winnipeg is going to bring the cup back to Canada because the Americans bought it from us. Your dues are paid. It's time for it to come back home.
I mean, I ain't gonna fight you on that, bro. I don't know shit about it. But yeah.
Right at this point, whoever from Canada is left, they're getting nothing but Canadian love. That's all Donald Trump's doing.
Facts, 100%. No Canadian teams are in there. I actually support Montreal, but try to support Vancouver because they are local. Yeah, 100%. Roberto here. You can ask pink or blue. I think JG will pick pink. I'll play that in a little bit.
You know what? That might be an insult, Eli. I don't know. I don't know
you got another fan up in the house, JG.
Yeah, absolutely.
Recruited another minion for his side over there.
I didn't recruit him. He just seen that the mooch was in the building, and he said, "Yo, you know what I mean?" I'm just saying.
I'm not a mooch. I'm not a mooch
tonight. You know,
I'm not a mooch.
No, you're not a mooch.
I'm just a bum, like Obama with the talking skills.
Oh, I thought he said a bum. Oh, I'm just
no, Obama,
Obama,
with the talking skills.
Okay.
Somebody got somewhere like, yo, man, what's up with that, man? You mind if I hit a little bit? If they say, yeah, cool, I'll take a hit. I give it back to them. A lot of times I don't say anything. They're like, hey, you want to hit? Sure, why not?
You ever see Half Baked, Roberto?
Yeah.
I know where
you remember. You remember?
I know exactly where you're going with this.
You remember when they're sitting on the bench smoking and they talking about the one dude that always pops up when they light the split?
You know what I mean?
Ding, ding, ding.
I just look. I'm already there when they do it. Okay, I can't help that. I'm just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
You know what's the worst thing when that guy shows up and he gets a hold of it?
He doesn't let it go.
No, he turns into a fucking dragon, turns that shit into a fucking flame, and a run down the side. So you
Facts.
just come and kill your fucking spliff because he's trying to get high and making up for lost time.
Facts.
Look, I only take a couple hits, short hits. Now give it back. Now they keep passing it back around to me. Don't hate me because I keep smoking the thing.
You know, Roberto, it kind of makes sense now. Whenever JG goes on mute and says he has a work call, it's not that. It's someone in his vicinity lit up a spliff.
I wish. I wish.
He got split detectives in his building.
Facts.
I wish it was that easy. Man.
They just sitting there be talking about, yo, those
in the hay,
Roberto, JG be like, yeah, man, those terrorists are like, hold on, guys, work call. All right,
wish.
Back.
I wish. Man.
I'm back. All right, guys. He said, let's get Lord Stanley Cup back where it belongs. 100%. Montreal, baby. Right here. 25 Stanley Cups, most in the history of any sport. You're damn right. We got to bring it back here. Plus, they're going to riot, and I want to be down there when they riot, just in case. You know what I mean?
You look like a looter. What you going to loot?
Whatever I can get my hands on, Sid.
I ain't mad at you. I would too.
I'll be watching you on TV, Nzo.
I know, probably in handcuffs.
Just look for a Canadian cat. Like, there he is.
Grown ass man hasn't stopped. News at 11.
You know what they be saying? You see, these black people, even 50-year-olds be down there doing the worst, you know? Yeah, we're not having that.
Just blame it on the government. Everyone will feel for you.
Facts. Oh, good hockey riots are always epic. Oh, 100%. But we are going to get into the first topic of the night.
Oh, we haven't started yet?
Oh, no. We were waiting for you, brother.
45 minutes in. That's sweet, yo. Nice.
Oh, 100%. We are going to talk about Mr. Shannon Sharpe. You guys see what's going on with him, right?
Shit.
Because we have two sports, so we're gonna do Shannon Sharpe. We're gonna do yours, then we'll end it with the LeBron stuff. Because my son is kind of listening; he's waiting for that LeBron topic.
I don't know none of them. So let's do this.
Oh, you don't know what happened with Shannon Sharpe?
I'm seeing all kinds, but I don't trust the internet anymore. So let's get it real on the O.O.C.
Yes, sir. Just a real quick breakdown is supposedly he's in a civil suit for $50 million, and this woman is saying that he raped her.
Oh, this guy done fucked up.
And then
what movie that's from? What movie is that from, JG? You know you done fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's that from?
You done fucked up, right?
Menace to society.
Oh shit! Shannon Sharpe preaching all the time. Then fucked up.
Oh, Roberto, it's worse. Hold on. So first, so after that broke, this came out. Now, what I'm hearing is that this isn't the same girl that brought the lawsuit. Now, to be fair, Stephen A. came out and talked about it, and he said the woman or the lawyer that is bringing the lawsuit to Shannon Sharpe is the same lawyer that brought the fake charges to Jay-Z and Diddy. So take what you want with it with that. But this audio was leaked out I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
Oh, Shannon.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do with the shit you did to me.
Okay.
So that was one of them. That's actually not the really telling one. That one is, seems more like Shannon Sharpe is one of them kinky dudes and just likes to choke a bitch. You know what I mean? Right? So that's not the one. There is actually hold on, let me see if I could find the real one. Because she says in the one that I'm looking for, she says, oh, why are you manipulating me? Right? And then I think this is it. Hold on. Yeah, I think this is it. Let me share this one. She says, you're manipulating me. And he says, if you say that again, I'm going to choke the shit out of you. Right? So let's listen.
You're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like.
I'm not going to hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What? What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, no, have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do.
So she recorded the calls?
Yeah.
You're just gonna like get.
Yep, she recorded the calls, Roberto. So let's get your thoughts on this. And then I'm going to drop the bomb for Roberto since he doesn't know. Roberto, what are your thoughts on those two videos?
There's a bigger bomb?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All I know is I saw a thing on Facebook that he was holding up a non-consent, whatever contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him standing next to a different girl that I saw the original thing that I said, now what's happening now?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds, he must have made these comments before that she knew she could get it out of him on recording.
100%.
That's my opinion, because that sounds like entrapment to me a bit,
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
Recording the call. That is entrapment. I don't know what is. Like, did he call her threatening her and she said, I have to record this?
I agree with you 100%. It's the same thing like with the Jonathan Major stuff. Like, who just sits there and starts recording conversations and arguments and stuff unless you're actually planning on using it for something? You know what I mean? And I can understand if he's beating the shit out of you and you want to document that. But if you're having like an argument and you're recording, there's something more behind that recording with the argument. JG, go ahead.
I just want to say one thing. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead, man.
I don't want to justify this, but I know every man and every woman had talked about doing something violent when they're pissed off. I'll slap the shit out of you. I'll knock you out. He chose to use choking, and he's a celebrity, so that's all I had to say. I
got you. JG, go ahead. Your thoughts on this.
So I don't want to say too much. I know you got some more you want to know more. You're going to throw out there for Roberto, but I would say this. Shannon, he a little freaky dude, man. He 100%. Is a freak. And some couples, they like the choking. They like that stuff, right? For me, I'm just saying, if a woman, why can't me say, hey, I want you to choke me? Nope. Because if I climax and I choke too hard, nope. I'm not doing it. Matter of fact, someone here had that happen where him and his wife were doing that, and he choked her and she died while they were having sex. So that
was more a threat than sexual,
Yeah, but the thing, Nzo's gonna get into it.
Sorry, the second one sounded more like a threat. The first one I played sounded like he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna choke you in public, right?" He's not gonna really do that. That sounded like some, take you in the bathroom, bend you over,
exactly,
you know what I mean, that kind of thing. But the first one, or the second one, Roberto, was definitely a threat, 100%. Go ahead, JG.
But I would say, because there's some more things that she has said, again, I don't know if Anzo's gonna play it or not, but you know, I want that. What you saying with that gravies, that baby gravy on my ass, or some weird shit she said to him, right? Like I want, like they both freaky, they both just straight up freaky. And then when I'm listening to it, the audio is almost first. I'm like, are these two separate audios that they kind of splicing together to make it sound like it's worse what it is? Because there's so much space in between the conversation. You know, it just didn't sound right. But I do agree. Like, you know, I would never tell anybody I'm gonna choke the shit out of you when I see you in public. Right?
Facts.
Because I don't know. Because I know in the state of Tennessee, if I were to do something like that, they would have killed me. They are justified. That's justified self-defense in Tennessee. That's me saying I'm a shoot you when I see you. You come and shoot me. It'll be justified. So
Is this girl his girlfriend?
Wait, hold on. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's
Go
coming.
ahead, Ozo.
It's coming. So first off, before I want to say this, I remember there was one time, I was talking to this girl, and she was telling me, "Oh yeah, I like to be slapped in the face and slap me hard and choke me and this and that." You know what I mean? And I was like, there is no way that I am ever going to do that. So you can leave my house and say that I raped you or graped you, sorry,
Exactly.
and did something like that. There's no way. So I'm not into that, never will be. I don't care if you're my wife and we've been together for 50 years. You're not tricking me with that. I'm not doing any of that. Right. So yeah, Roberto, how old is Shannon Sharpe?
I don't know. I'd say his late 40s, mid 40s.
Shannon Sharpe is 54.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
That girl that is putting the lawsuit on him is 21.
And she don't even look all that good. Of all the women you could threaten to choke, you threaten that one?
Could I see who this girl looks like?
I think I can find a picture of her, yes. But she is 21, Roberto.
I mean, she got a nice round little rump, but that's about it.
Listen,
that's it.
Listen. You can say what you want to about the rest of the stuff in this situation. That girl is 21. You are 54 years old. What the hell are you doing? That you deserve everything you get for that. Everything you get. Not to mention, she's an OnlyFans model. All right. So she does that porn site, and she isn't black. Because said off topic, what do you guys order from Jersey Mike's?
We don't have a Jersey Mike's, baby.
Yeah, we don't have that here, unfortunately. Maybe JG could tell you that, but we don't have Jersey Mike's here.
I like to know the menu because I did look for them, couldn't find it.
We got Mike's, and that shit is trash.
I get like a turkey sub or something like that.
I got you.
That's what I would probably get.
I got you. Yeah. So let me see if I can find a picture of this.
They put a lot of meat on that shit, Gigi.
Oh hell yeah! I gotta have extra meat on it. Pause.
No, but you have to pay for extra meat, or they give you a lot of meat.
Oh yeah, they shoot. You know, I don't even know because I always just do it anyway, and they do charge you.
Because there's fucking stingy as shit up here. They even count the lettuce.
That's crazy. So yeah. What are your thoughts, Roberto? She's 21 years old.
Well, I don't justify, but she's an adult. I don't know, in every state. If he goes up in a club and he bounces up, that could be like my daughter.
100%.
But at the same time, she had celebrities hitting on her. They were older. I don't know what it does for them. This is a very delicate subject. I can't really touch it because, I have kids that age, and my daughter wouldn't be an OnlyFan.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's her?
Yeah. Yeah, that's her. And now that we showed that, let me remove this real quick. I'm gonna say this, right? So all the choking stuff, the threats like Roberto said, sometimes guys do that, you know. Oh, if you don't say anything, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, this and that. You know, may never do it. Some are abusers and they do it. So that's not the problem. The problem for me is he's 54, she's 21. Roberto, you are 100% correct. She is legal. He is of legal age. But at the end of the day, and I watched a video, someone said, "What are you guys talking about?"
I ain't justifying shit, like I said.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, what are you talking about? What do you have in common with an 18-year-old? What are you guys talking about? You know what I mean? Like, it just, to me, it's like that. When I think about it, it's disgusting. 100%. Like, I get it. There's not a man in here that wouldn't feel flattered, right?
I was just gonna say that maybe he's flattered, but don't plan a future with it.
Exactly, 100%. It's flattering, it's nice, but when you hear that, I'm 30 years older than you. Like me, I'm talking, right? He's 40 whatever years older than this chick. When he was playing football, she wasn't even in her father's nutsack. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on. And I'm sorry, but to me, you get what you deserve. You should know better. You should know better. And when Monique was on his show, she warned him and he didn't take it. JG, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think me and some cousin of mine, we had a conversation about something similar. Like, you know, at our age, even though I'm younger still, if I was in my 50s, what would I want with a 20-year-old? 1-year-old, right? Other than the smash, and that'd be about it. But still,
100.
you know, again, I'll be flattered. But he couldn't find somebody in their 30s?
Of course he could have.
Like, why? Even maybe it's a control thing. I don't know. You
What
know,
up,
but
stranger?
yeah.
What, you can't hang with someone your own age? They're too intellectual for you?
Maybe
Again,
that.
I think maybe it's a control thing, right? Because you heard him talking about I choked the shit out of you, you know, something like this. So maybe it's not
Like I said,
control.
it's flattering.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, someone that age would actually be fucking like, you know, me? Oh,
Not
wow,
only
thank
that,
you. Thank
I
you.
look young enough for them to think that I'm young enough to like to talk to them, right? Man, like
Media
I think
never
about when my
criticized.
daughter's 20, she came home with a 50-some-year-old man. How would I react to that? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what.
And
I'm
maybe
sorry,
she's 20,
JG.
he's
That
mid
50-year-old man
30s,
deserves
maybe.
whatever he gets going to your house.
What's
You
Man.
what
know
that?
better than
Yeah,
to go, you know better than to
100%.
go to your house?
Oh,
Are you
100%.
crazy?
100%. You don't even talk to your daughter. You pull him aside.
Exactly.
Right?
Like
You know what I mean?
maybe she's 20, he's like mid 30s, maybe.
You say, hey, babe, would you take the girls out to go get some beer or something? You know, me and this guy's gonna sit around and have a conversation. You know, she takes the girls out and you have that conversation. And I promise you, when they come back, he ain't there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He ain't there. Oh, Dad, what did you do? Nothing. He just left. I just had a conversation with him. You know what I mean? Simple and plain, but you don't. It's crazy. Hold on. But Eli said the media never criticized Hugh Hefner for dating 20-year-olds, just the public. Well, they should have. And second off, I don't ever remember Hugh Hefner going through any like trials for rape or anything like that, whether it's a civil case or criminal case, you know. I mean, the media never criticized Leonardo DiCaprio for dating younger girls, and anyone over the age 25 is a no-go for him. So I hear what you guys are saying 100%. And I think if you go online, you can find like all the actors that have dated younger. but none of them have the allegations that he's going through right now. Granted, they could be false, right? We don't know that. And the clip that, because I watched Stephen A's reaction to it. So the first clip that I said, Stephen A was like, "Oh, we don't even know if that is Shannon Sharpe." Like, you listen to that accent, that is Shannon Sharpe. But, and
AI
this
can
is
mimic
what,
that shit, huh?
yes, this is why AI is an extremely fucking dangerous tool, because that could be AI. The conversation, especially the first one, there's way too many pauses, and then
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Like, so it could be some AI shit, and that would be fucked up. That's the scary thing. So if you got money and you haven't, like, things like that could happen to you, man, I wouldn't even buy my weed from anybody anymore, bro. Like, someone would be going to get that for me, and it would be going through this person, then that person, then Roberto would get it, because I know I trust Roberto, and then Roberto would bring it to me. Like, it would be some, like, Mission Impossible shit just to get some weed up in this bitch, because you never know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So, and when you, not to mention the fact that all of this came out right when he was about to sign $100 million deal.
Yep.
You know, Anzo, if I hadn't been picking some popcorn out of my tooth, I wanted to say to you, this sounds like you're getting too big for your shoes kind of business, you know?
100%. 100%. And what do when they feel like you getting too big for your britches? They try to
Reality.
knock you down.
They come with fucking
100%.
reality.
And
how many of you do you see sitting up here with us? Know
facts.
your role, know your place.
Facts. And especially the fact that he have, if not one of the biggest YouTube channels out there right now. You know, there's some ones that, you know, PewDiePie and all of these guys like Mr. Beast, like, they're huge. But Shannon Sharpe, like, when it comes to commentary and the podcast that he was doing, yeah, he had the biggest one out there, 100%. So it's crazy that this stuff has happened. But we have a little bit more. Let's read this, because I believe these are some of the text messages that Shannon Sharpe legal team put out. So, statement by Lenny J. Davis, counsel to Shannon Sharpe. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me. Gabrielle Zinga in a text message to Shannon Sharpe, October 17th, 2023. So, she's 21. Shannon Sharpe knew her since she was 19.
Ooh.
Let that sink in. I know you miss this big, juicy ass. $25K for each cheek. Gabrielle in a text message to Shannon Sharpe, January 1st, 2025. This lawsuit filed by Gabriella and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed. In her effort to extract a large financial settlement, Miss Zingla, presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of a consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as a non-consensual act. Ms. Zunger has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited video of the recordings to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. To set the record straight, we are releasing several of Ms. Zingler's own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicates the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature. and in many cases initiated by her with specific and graphic requests contrary to the allegations she makes in her lawsuit. Consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25K per cheek, as quoted above from her text message to Mr. Sharpe. There are other examples of text from Ms. Zingler. For example, only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want. Then you can do whatever you want to me. Text from Gabriella to Shannon on November 23rd, 2023. I want to put my tongue in your asshole.
Little freak, man.
Was not.
I see why Shannon folded.
I
see
was
why
not
Shannon folded.
expecting that.
I see why Shannon folded.
I was not expecting.
Shannon folded off of that one. Like, oh, see what that's like.
I want to put my tongue in your asshole and then marry you. No, but I don't see why he folded, because that's not appealing to me.
Oh, I mean, that's you. It ain't appealing to me. I don't want nobody sticking their tongue in my ass. But to him.
All right. But would you would you let someone do it for $1 million, JG?
No, Nzo. Yes, they can do it for $1 million. Yes.
Even if it's a dude?
No, look now. Look. You have to go to the $1 billion range just for me to even consider it.
My how it changes when he gets caught, Roberto? A couple weeks ago.
I didn't get caught. I didn't get caught. I just said for me to consider it, it had to be $1 billion.
We can go back and roll the tape and decide what you would do for $1 million, JG. It's there. It's
it ain't a whole lot I wouldn't do for $1 million or $1 billion.
Yeah, we know that already. I think our audience, everybody knows that
already. She also said,
the more zeros you add, the more outlandish.
The more, yeah.
hey, it's hard out here in America. We got to deal with Trump. I got to do what I got to do.
Hey, you know what the end of that sentence is? You voted for him.
I didn't vote for that motherfucker.
Aren't you America?
Yeah, part of America.
America voted for him.
Exactly.
America voted for him. The truth hurts, huh?
Next text says, "That's my daddy. Fuck, I want you to put a big black baby in me." Text from Gabriella.
I don't like that shit, man. Somebody calling me daddy, so that's no.
And she's 21. And she's calling you daddy.
What's to say Shannon doesn't like that shit?
Oh, 100% he likes it.
There's a lot of freaks out there, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But while all this is going on, I don't know what platform they're texting and chatting on, but just the fact that this man ain't married or has any kids. Does he have any kids?
Yeah, I know he has a dog.
I think he does, yeah. I think he
does.
Whoa. 1 second, brother. 1 second. Beamy Con. Highlight that right there.
Hold on.
I feel like JG is the type to do that. Do what, Beamy Con? Do what, Beamy Con?
Getting to know you.
USD, Dandelion. USD.
Everybody noticed the pause there, JG. When but
what was the question? What was
Sorry?
it? I didn't hear. What was it?
Anzo asked you a question.
What was it?
And you paused.
Which question?
What if it was a guy eating your ass out and you paused?
I said El.
No, you paused and then you said. We all heard it.
I had to think about how many zeros I need to add to that check for me to consider it. That's all.
I don't know. I don't remember hearing that part, but I know as soon as you took
roll the tape,
Anzo said something.
Roll the tape. See, I see now. I need to start saving these videos for y'all too. Man.
Yeah, don't worry. They're documented, homie. They're documented. Eli said
as well.
Oh, 100%. Eli said, "My point is, people only complain when any type of assault, verbal, physical, is issued to the young person. Otherwise, no one cares." Agreed. AI, that didn't sound like Allen Iverson at all. I know what you're saying, Shifty. When two people the same age happens. Yeah, that is it. Said that's why I said there needs to be regulations for AI because someone can make up a video of, let's say, Brad Pitt robbing a bank and no one would ever know if it's really him or not. 100%. It's and it as the years go by, it's just going to keep getting better and better and better to the point where you're really not going to, like, to the point where even if the best analysts analyze that video, they're still not going to be able to tell whether it's fake or real or not. That's crazy. A video was released about a new AI program that a guy paid dollars for compared to Marvel for the degeneration snap effect. Marvel spent over 80 million better effects from cheap AI. Oh, $9. He spent $9. I got you. Only time I saw Shannon Sharpe was when he interviewed Kamala Harris, 100%. I saw that, Eli. My son said, pause. He said, what would you do for a Klondike bar? I feel like Chi is that type.
Yeah.
And then $99 million. All right. So there's still more to it. So let's get to the rest of these texts over here real quick. So she also says, that's my daddy. Fuck, I want you. Okay, to put a big black baby in me. I read that one. You better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a black baby in me. Text from Gabrielle, August 11, 2024. These messages are just samplings of the broader pattern of graphic sexual communications initiated by Gabriella. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Gabriella. The edited tape that Miss Gabriella secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempt tries to falsely portray as a result of this editing and not out of context from prior text messages that the sexual activity was not consensual, but Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret taping was all part of her planned setup as part of her blackmail scheme as distorted by her edited tape, a copy of which she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe or his counsel. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of the corn or misconduct, especially the gross lie of grape, and will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firm by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and law. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. And again, at the end of the day, I really believe that you should have known better. These guys with money, and maybe you agree with me, JG and Roberto, but it feels like they feel like they're powerful on top of the world and can do whatever the hell they want to until it comes back to bite them in the ass. Not to mention the fact that sometimes I feel like the industry puts these plants in there just to keep these dudes in check. Roberto, what do you think?
I have to agree, because is it just a coincidence that these things normally happen when people come to reach their peak of their of whatever it is they're doing? You know, we've seen it happen with, what's his name, your boy
Jonathan Majors,
and this ain't far off. You know, this is another version of the same thing. She claims that, you know, he beat her, and this one's trying to fucking entrap him over the phone. Again, you know, people are gonna judge him. You know, she's young. You know, why are you doing that nasty shit with a young girl? You can't get somebody your age. But he's not doing anything criminal.
Agreed.
That's all I could say.
Agreed.
People are going
More-
to judge him differently now. Call him a hypocrite when you're judging other people because you were a voice that people respected.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, even if you get off, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I agreed, 100%.
Is he still on First Take? Is you know?
So Stephen A addressed it, and he didn't necessarily say that he wasn't, but he was saying, you know, Stephen A likes to big up himself. You know, First Take is my baby, right? But I'm not the boss. There are higher up, and he's basically saying he don't know what the higher ups are gonna do, but I'm pretty sure they already said, you know what, we're gonna keep him away from the show for a while until all of this clears up. You know what I mean?
He said that?
No, he didn't say that. I'm saying that's kind of what he was hinting at. You know what I mean? So we'll see, because this happened after he was on the show. So we'll see this Monday or Tuesday. If Shannon Sharpe is on the show, then you know they kept him. If not, then you know they
If you think about it, it's kind of like an injury, and it could be a career-ending injury.
Yeah. And Danny made a perfect point too, right? Because you remember what happened to Michael Irvin, and he was innocent, and he has never been mentioned on First Take ever since. Shannon Sharpe, you know what I mean? Like, even if he gets proved innocent, there's always going to be that you a 55-year-old man and you messing with a 21-year-old. That's always going to stick with him now. Always, you know? So it's crazy. Go ahead, JG.
Like, you know, it's legally there's nothing wrong with Shannon did as far as dating someone that young. It's just the optics of it, right? It just doesn't sit well, right? Me and my wife were actually at a wedding Saturday, and a friend of hers is married to a guy 17 years older than her. Of course, he's in the early 30s. He's close to 50, if he's not 50 already. So, you know, it's a little different, but still, you know, when it comes to
happy, man, who's to say, you know?
Exactly, like they're happy. I mean, you know, again, it's just the optics of right. I can sit here right now and say I would never date someone who's, I don't know, 25. Right? They got to be older than 25. Somebody has my wife, God forbid, now I'm a widow or something. Who's to say I won't find a 25-year-old that makes you fall in love with you, right? You know, but this isn't love, right? This is just straight up sex freakiness and Shannon thinking with the wrong head. He has been in the NFL for years. He has been in this sports industry for decades, for a decade or so. He should know better.
100%.
He should know better.
Making these comments of putting a black baby in her.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like I said, like he said,
what do you think is going to be a happy ending to that?
It's about baby grave, right? And it seems like, okay, I can't trap him by getting me pregnant, so I'm gonna go this route. That could be possible, but again, guys, if that's not your wife, that's not your wifey, if that's not your main squeeze, watch what you say to these people, because
100%.
a woman can lift you up and can tear you down even faster.
100%.
You know what's funny?
100%. Yeah, go ahead.
Back in the day, they just had the National Enquirer talking this shit, and if you didn't read it, you didn't know shit. Now with the internet and fucking shows on TV where they just follow stars and talk their shit and laugh about them, man, you should know better.
100%. Especially as a black man who's up there trying to do big things. You know what I mean? You know you're target number one.
So, that would be like Cat Williams getting caught up now.
Exactly.
But he ain't trying to get too big, so why would they go after him?
Exactly.
But and I think my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, and I think they already knocked him down before he even got as big as he was supposed to be. You know what I mean?
He just had to go a different route that ain't taking him to where he could have been.
Exactly. Like he could have been Chris Tucker, Dave Chappelle level. You know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead, JG. You were gonna say
they went after, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yep.
Go ahead, JG. You were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Let's not forget what he said about black women a long time ago, and the negative thing he said about Shannon Sharpe about black women in general. If you go on social media, there's a lot of black women. Hey, they getting on them, and rightfully so, right? You know, it's not saying a sister can't do the same thing she did, but you know, dude, like Cat Williams said in that Pimp Chronicles about Michael Jackson, you forgot you was an N-word. You
Yep.
forgot who you are. Yeah, you are a strong black man, hopefully, but to those status quo, those the upper echelons, those at the top, you just another N-word they can bring down.
100%.
You allowed a 21-year-old, even though it's not over with yet. I'm sure he's going to have to settle eventually. But you allowed a 21-year-old after you got all that money.
And you know what, JG? And here's another thing. First, let me get to the comments. So I go to the comments, and I got to remember what I was going to say. But we also don't know how many other kiki and consensual relationships he had with other young women. Absolutely, 100%. It is very weird that once people, especially men, I feel like hit this level of fame, then all of these young women come after them saying they did this or that, it's out of nowhere. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Might be the first with ulterior motives. Agreed, Dandelion. Agreed. There's a French woman who was duped into thinking she was talking to Brad Pitt because of AI and got scammed out of $1 million. Well,
I gotta see what this gonna look like.
If Brad Pitt is asking you for money, then you got to know something was wrong there.
Brad Pitt
asking. Yeah, it should have been a clue on its own. I agree with you. And I said I was gonna try to remember what I was gonna say, and I forgot now.
You feel better than to hold on to that shit, man.
Yeah, I know,
man. You gotta get it out.
100%.
You can go to episode 1, and I bet you'll find somewhere there where Nzo or I said that.
You know? Yeah. That was my fault for doing that. Yeah, so at the end of the day, man, like I said, Shannon Sharpe is in some deep stuff, and even if he comes out of this, it's still gonna taint his career. You know what I mean? Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Cat Williams warned him, right? Cat Williams sat on his couch and told him about the things that go on in Hollywood and how Hollywood affects people and what they do, right? And he still fell for the okie doke. I just don't get it, bro. I don't get it. But, you know, hopefully he gets to do justice or whatever happens after this situation. But definitely he's gonna have some issues. 100%.
That's a no-brainer.
Agreed. 100%. Next topic we have is what was this tariff thing a master plan? Roberto, you're going to start it off. Go ahead.
Well, you know, when you have that shit with all them channels, you get to see a whole bunch of different news around the world, you know, and I like them channels. At the same time, I don't really like them because it's just more news to make you say, what is going on? Because I saw something where they were talking to this guy who's like the world leader in financing, like BlackRock kind of shit. And he's saying that what Trump did will take decades to stabilize. Decades. And the damage on a so-called, they say, bluff, that he was doing that hoping that all these countries that he put tariffs on would submit and say, okay, let's make a deal where he would benefit getting more. Because right now the big joke is there's a lot of vacant jobs in the US.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a matter of time before that ripple has effect in the fucking grocery stores when no one's picking those fruits and vegetables. They're gonna have to hire people and pay them more money. And what happens when you pay them more money? Has to go down to the public.
Yeah, 100%.
So not only is he Stabu, as my friend says at work, to the US. To my English friends, that's called up the ass. He's doing it to the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he has China. You know, the whole master plan was China, Anzo.
Yeah.
And you know what the Chinese were saying? We don't need you anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yo, I said this. When did I say this? A lot of video, but I seen a video where this Chinese dude was like, "Hey, you know what? How much stuff we have from America in our house? Nothing." And then he said, "How much stuff do you guys have from China in your house?" Almost everything. You know what I mean?
They're releasing secrets too, and the big fucking secret they release is all them high-end brands, Louis Vuitton, and all of those bad boys. That are paying thousands of dollars for their label.
Yeah.
Because if you look deep, them shit are made in China.
Yeah. And he said, and the same. I think I seen the same video where he's talking about how they put like a different label on it to make.
I saw this on the news. They were talking to a big guy in China who's big. Like my boy went over there to buy stuff on Zone. He told me it's basically like this. They have 3 levels: 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-1. 3-on-1 is that shit like you get at Temu, you know? You put on the shoe and one shoe is a little lower on air than the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Those 1-on-1 are basically identical to the fucking name brand. Identical in every way. But they're making the money, not the company that is putting the big label and making the markup. Because my boy was buying 1-on-1 shoes from China. He went down there, bought it, shipped it back, which he couldn't do now, gave them to Foot Locker in exchange for the real ones.
Mm.
They couldn't tell at all.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, these guys, yeah, they're sneaky, they're doing their thing, but they're so deep in the rest of the world that to cut them off is like, you're in trouble, man.
Mm.
Even Trump's store. You know, Trump has a store, right?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, he sells his ties, he sells his hats, his MAGA hats, he sells his running shoes, he sells Bibles, he sells all of that shit. They went into his store and looked at the labels and the markings of everywhere it's made. Where do you think they're made, Anzo?
In China.
Everything is China and Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm.
Not one item in his store is made in the USA, and he's trying to make USA great again.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I know. Now, what he's trying to do, what they say he's trying to do with tariffs, is force businesses to start, you know, going back to America and making like car factories and all of that stuff. But the reason why these companies go and outsource to other countries is because it's cheaper, right? So even if these companies decided, well, we're going to, you know, do what Trump said, we're going to build our factories in America, you're going to pay even more for the cars than you did if they were taken from another spot. It just makes no sense. And I'm curious to know who the hell were his financial advisors or whoever it was that put this stuff in his head to do this. It just makes no sense to me. Dandelion said, you can't pay local people enough for them to do these jobs. We have to bring in people from Mexico because no locals will do tough labor for any amount of money. Agreed, 100%. Trump reacts to fake news over tariffs, vows they won't be pared back. Article in DM. Got you. The water bottle hid the made in China cap design. Yeah, absolutely. 100% with the price tag. Saw the video. I got you. JG, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start off with I agree with what Dandelion said, where you can't pay local people enough to do those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
The big problem is with a lot of these jobs like that. And I'm going to use where I live, for example. A lot of jobs that are like that here, people go work them. They're just temp jobs. They're seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
There's no room for advancement, right? That's what a lot of people who are trying to make a living, they want advancement. And
Yeah.
if you're paying me that little amount of money and there's no chance for me to advance, no chance for bonuses, nothing like that, and it's only temporary, why would I work it?
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism is also a thing that's ruined this country, right? And you said yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Nzo, they ship jobs overseas or because it's cheaper labor. I mean, that's a smart business move, if you ask me. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, let's go back. And I was saying earlier, Roberto, before you came in, you can go all the way back. Reagan talked about it. Clinton talked about it. George W. Bush talked about it. Barack Obama talked about it. Trump the first time talked about it. Biden talked about it. Hell, Nancy Pelosi, and I said when she was thin, had dark hair, talked about it. But nobody did anything about those jobs still getting shipped overseas. No one did anything about these companies going over there getting cheap labor and then keeping people here unemployed. A lot of these presidents over time have talked about how unemployment rate is this. We got more jobs here and there. Where I live, Memphis, Tennessee, last time I saw was number one as the worst places to find a job because you can't find one. It's not that people don't want to work the jobs. It's that you can't advance. You can't earn a living because everything through capitalism is so expensive. You can't afford anything. So we go into this tariff situation. I'm going to say this again. George W. Bush talked about tariffs. Barack Obama talked about tariff situation and trade. Trump the first time talked about it. Biden talked about it. No one did a damn thing about it. We're still in the same situation through all those presidential terms up to now. And because they didn't do the job that they were supposed to do, now we're dealing with Trump now. A lot of stuff could have been prevented if the guys that preceded Trump had to deal with what they were supposed to do, whether you're on the left or on the right. Because nobody did it, now I got to deal with this fool in office right now.
Well, you don't think maybe there's a reason why nobody did it? Because they knew the minute you start putting those jobs out there, they don't want it. And I think the internet is a main contributor for it. Because back in the day, you would see a 20-year-old driving a BMW, you know he's driving dad's car. Now these cars are their cars because they're making these quick money on either TikTok or stocks or cryptocurrency or something. So nothing you can do about it now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's possible as well. And United States, we're a spoiled country. We want everything now, right? We want to make $1 million now, right? We go to these certain conventions and they'll say, "I can make you a millionaire in 6 to 12 months."
It's always about the quick buck. Yeah.
All about the quick buck, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they won't talk about the percentages of people that actually make it.
Exactly.
Right. You look at the educational system, right? They say it's going to be millions of students who are going to be defaulting on student loans. They got to pay them back some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one thing I said Biden could have done to where the Democrats probably would have been in power right now? Do something about those fucking student loans.
Yeah.
Nothing was done. Nothing was done. So yeah, we can blame Trump. Now I blame Trump for a lot of shit. But blame goes all the way around because of what people didn't do that had the power to do it. They didn't. Now we're dealing with this. So in theory, if China charges us 25% on something, we should charge them 25%. In theory, yeah, that makes sense. But we don't export anything. We don't build anything. So
but that's not China's fault. So why should China have to pay for it?
Again, I agree with you. And this is what China usually does. Because I'm telling you now, because this is what I do on a nightly basis. China, someone will order something. China will ship the parts to say somewhere like Bangladesh, for instance. It will be assembled in Bangladesh because you said yourself, made in Bangladesh. Once something is a parts are sent and it's assembled in another country, it becomes ownership of that country. Therefore, China gets a kind of loophole where, okay, well, I can get my shit here, make a profit, and not pay those high tariff rates. China's not the only one that's done it. This always happens, right? you'll see something that's made in Mexico, but the parts are from China.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
assembled in
100%.
Mexico, therefore it becomes a Mexican product.
Mhm.
See what I mean? That's what a lot of things people don't know about, right?
Yeah, a
A lot of these
lot of the
places,
car parts you get are from
yeah,
Canada. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
from
Yeah, yeah.
Canada, right?
Well,
Mhm.
you guys are going to
And
be screwed in some time regarding cell phones, because I know
Mhm.
Apple already took a major hit.
well, see, that's another thing I had an issue with. I think if Trump was going to do it, he should have did it for certain items, right?
Mhm.
Phones are very lucrative thing. I wouldn't put no damn high tariffs on that shit,
That's
Right.
right?
all China.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all China, right? And unless you're building your own phones here, nah. You hear yourself between a rock and a hard place. So
Mhm.
yeah, I agree that something needed to be done with this trade situation with tariffs and all this stuff. The execution was fucked up. It's all about the execution.
You're right.
And
Agreed.
because I don't agree with this execution the way you did it, and I said before, it's short term, this is gonna fucking hurt.
Mhm.
I said it several streams. Short term, this is gonna hurt.
100.
Long term, it could work. But remember, I said before, do the American people have that wait and see ideals anymore? Do we have enough time to say, okay, we just wait and see? I
Mhm.
don't think we do.
I
So
would love to know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Gigi.
I was gonna say one thing. So when it first started happening, what were people on the left doing? I told you so. Da 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 da, and they were right to say that. But then when
Mhm.
the 90-day pause came and it started creeping back up again, a lot of them got quiet. A lot of them got quiet.
Yep.
Now, after this 90-day pause, it's more likely to probably go down again. Watch, we see them come out of the woodworks again, talking shit that they were doing. I said honestly before, I'm tired of the talk. What policies and plans are you going to put forth to fix this situation? And can it be fixed? Because we've been doing it for shit before I was born, probably, right? So
Mhm.
can it be fixed? Number one. Go
We'll
ahead, Roberto. I'm
see.
sorry.
No, let me just get to these comments. First off, the stranger said, "Man, I appreciate the O.O.C. This is the only show on maybe the internet where people can actually have grown-up civil debates without bitching and complaining." Thank you very much. Much appreciated. You know what I mean?
The title speaks for itself.
Absolutely. And usually, even when we have people on here, unless they're like, John, who we had to kick off the show,
Is that
we
Captain
usually,
Australia?
remember the John? You know what I
That's
mean? When we
Captain
had to kick him.
Australia?
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 not him, not him. The one that said Ebony Echo Chamber. You remember that? You remember that guy?
You guys know that guy though, right?
Yeah, we knew
I
him.
have no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, we knew him.
That's
Yeah,
the
we
guy who
knew him.
got me heated.
Yeah, yeah, he got you heated that episode. Roberto said,
He
"Get
had
him
an
off of our
he had an
show,
LB
please."
moment. He had an LB moment.
Oh, big time, big time. To the point where Roberto's like, "Get him off of my show." Dandelion said, "Tariffs, the way he's doing them makes things worse. Tariffs on selected items can help protect domestic production, 100%."
Well, again, that's where anti-dumping and countervailing come into play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of shit that's involved. It's not just people looking at it, not saying you guys or people in the comment section, they're looking at it as like a kind of black and white thing. There's always a lot of gray areas, right? Where somebody says, why isn't Russia and blah, blah, blah? We already got sanctions and embargoes against them. It would make no sense to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine, again, sanctions and embargoes. It would make no sense, right?
Right.
So there's a lot of intricate stuff in between that I deal with every day. That's why I'm saying a lot of these countries where they have these hot tips, like China, since that's a big name right now, what they're doing is they're moving their products, their parts to other countries that have low tariffs. And once it's assembled there, it becomes their the origin of where it's assembled. But yet China still gets their kickback. And for what Eli said about the mineral stuff like that, that's why I think Trump is trying to get Ukraine, all this stuff going on over there, Greenland for all their materials. So effectively, we don't have to worry about China. Again, long term, it could work. I just don't see it right now.
Agreed. Eli said no PPE loans have been paid back. Trump administration forgave them. Congress members receive millions of dollars. Students' loans will be deducted from pay salary tax rebate. Said Trump exempts the companies that gave him money. Yeah, 100%. I heard somewhere there, Trump said he's going to exempt iPhones and tablets and like any piece of tech from tariffs. He's going to have to, right? Because those things, like you said, Roberto, iPhones, even here in Canada, like how many people have iPhones, Samsungs, you know what I mean? Video game systems. Those are big businesses, right? The Switch 2 comes out tomorrow. And there's no fucking way I'm paying $700 for that thing if I see like, you know, tariffs have affected it. But again, the reason why he put that 90-day hold on again was because these companies had shipments that they had to get rid of, right? So, and I think JG can attest to that. Like a lot of these companies are rushing out to get those shipments done before the 90 days when the tariffs kick back in. You know what I mean? So that's thing too, Roberto. Like you asked the question, was the tariff a master plan? Yes, it was to manipulate the stock market, which is exactly what it did. And a lot of these billionaires got even richer. Like there's a video of Trump talking to a couple of them, like, "Oh, you made $9 million, eh? $9 billion, eh?" Yeah.
Funny you mentioned that video. Who the fuck was recording it?
That's a good question. And who put it out?
You know what I mean? And he ain't doing nothing about it. That's what I'm saying, Nzo. I don't believe all of that shit. When I saw that, the first thing I said to myself, who's recording this?
For real.
We're right in front of him.
Yeah. And who's putting it out there? You know what I mean? Like, and if that's the case, then he should be upset because you're messing up his plan and shit. So I agree with you.
He has to have at least one competent guy in there who could say, yo, look at the angle of this video. Who was sitting there? It was, what's his name, from Texas. We got him. You don't hear nothing about that.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Trump gave money so Apple will be exempt. Cook gave money, sorry. Said okay. If America wants to assemble iPhones in the U.S., they still need to import rare earth materials from China. Agreed.
That's right. That's right. And the Chinese are saying that.
And that's why I said I think Trump is trying to use Greenland and Ukraine, so like that, to get those
minerals. Yeah.
Maybe South Africa as well. Since
they don't have the technology to produce them there.
I agree.
You know? You never thought all that shit out.
Bald Man Bad is a total a-hole. Agreed. This may be controversial, but the only reason Trump won was because he was actually talking about the shit that needed to be talked about, whereas Biden or Harris were just pointing at him saying he's bad. Agreed.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
No,
Trump, he knew what he needed to say to get people to vote for him. You know what I mean?
He's not a politician. Isn't that the political way?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, he's
whatever you need to hear to get there, and then I'll tell you what I can't do. But Trump's doing it. Regardless, the Supreme Court tells him don't do it. He's like, yeah, okay.
Well, see, this thing, Roberto.
And I'm going to go on Twitter and say how incompetent you are as a judge. And I put you there.
Well, see, this thing, Roberto. Trump is a politician. He's not a bureaucrat. That's why a lot of people voted for him. He's not the same thing we've been seeing.
Yeah, 100%.
Plus, Kamala was going to do the same thing Biden did, which people didn't like. So he was like,
and Trump's supposed to buck the system type of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but he's doing the same shit as politicians.
Yeah, I keep telling you guys,
he's a worse version because he's saying he's going to do stuff that he knows he legally can't do, but he does it anyways.
But that's why I keep telling you guys, the left and the right, they do the same shit. Biden literally said he's going to do this and that, and in that meeting with these so-called coon people who supposed to be on our side, what did Biden say? Everything I said I was going to do, I'm not going to do. He literally said it's on
that's the political way. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They voted for him because they claim he's not like them.
Right.
But he's doing the same shit with stuff that no president would think of doing, and he's doing it. Not only that, he's going on and tweeting about it.
Yeah. Constantly.
How does that make any sense? You know, the rest of the world is saying the U.S. is very unstable. Why would we agree to their tariffs when in 2 weeks Trump could say, "Oh, you know what? We just realized something. It's up 25%." There's no stability there, man. Oh, we're gonna close it for a month. It's back 200% now. Oh, we'll stop it for 90 days. We realize, oh, you're not doing it fast enough. Look what he's doing to Ukraine. He's coming out now saying, I am forming a peace treaty right now. It's all in Ukraine's hands. He's not doing what I want him to, but it's all in Ukraine's hands. All he has to do is agree that Russia gets Crimea. How many times has this man said that he doesn't want to give them Crimea?
Facts.
So you're saying do it or else we're backing out again. And who does he send to do it, Nzo? Guess who he sends to fucking make that comment?
No idea.
Our favorite person.
Oh,
the vice
Vance?
president. Yeah,
for sure. For sure. 100%. Dandelion said they did also talk about the things they would do to help people. Yeah, 100%, Dandelion. The problem is he talked about real issues, but has no plan to actually solve them. Agreed. Trump has claimed several times we have collected millions and millions of dollars from tariff. Tariffs. No say of proof of where the money is. Yeah, I agreed. Beaming Khan, really? We need tariffs on weed. Well, you know what? You could put your tariffs on the weed all you want to, because the weed that we get here comes from BC. So that's a Canadian product. So we ain't paying tariffs. So if that's what they want to do, go ahead. And remember, Beaming Khan, 26 Friday, eh? You asked for that Snow White crap. I hope you're ready for that, because I'm ready. Eli said, no. Are you high? Well, he wants to do a watch party for us. I said, I'll do one. Yes, that's true, Dandelion. Mike, what's up? He said, that's BS. Trump wasn't talking about shit that needed to be talked about. He had no policies. He never talked about how he was going to fix shit. He just kept with the name calling and the nonsense. He did, right? But he also spoke to, oh, these people are here are bad, and this is that, and I'm gonna do this, and like you're right. He had no policies. He had no way of fixing the stuff that he was gonna fix. But remember, he literally came out and said, oh, if I was president, we wouldn't be having this war. Oh, when I become president, I'm gonna stop this war in 24 hours. They said, how are you gonna do that? He said, I'm gonna have a conversation with Zelensky. He said, I'm going to have a conversation with Putin, and then I'm going to have a conversation with both of them, and then they're going to see that the war is over. Well, how long has he been president now, and the war's still not over? Not to mention the fact that he came on TV and talked about this ceasefire. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a ceasefire. And Twitter, X went crazy. They went crazy. You see, Trump did it again. Ceasefire. Russia bombed them the next day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They bombed them the next day. So that just goes to show you how much they respect
civilian
buildings. Exactly. And that's exactly what they did, Roberto. And they just said, you know what? We can do whatever we want to. So same. He keeps trashing Obama's healthcare plan, saying he had something better since 2016. Even during the debate, he was asked about it, and he said he had concepts of a plan. Don't give me that bullshit. I agree. 100% I agree. He said that, and they have called him out on that. But the problem, like he said, was, and to be fair, Kamala Harris did give policies. She did give some of her policies, right? So that too. But at the end of the day, America does not want, first off, another black person in power, not to mention a black woman. Now, I do believe that America doesn't even want a woman in power. Now, to put a black woman in power, oh, you ought to be out of your mind. There was no way.
The only way is if it suits an agenda.
Like Barack Obama did.
Obama, yeah, exactly. Let's get them happy for a while, shut them the fuck up.
100%.
Can't do anything. 100%. We'll just put them there.
100%. I agree with you 100%. That's exactly what it
We're
was. Now,
free. We're free. All the black people singing.
now, granted, it was good to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we seen a black president in our lifetime.
Yeah, we got to
Absolutely,
see it,
100%.
but then at the same time, we got to realize that shit didn't change at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
Same hell
yeah,
we were in before
yeah,
and
yeah.
after.
Doesn't matter who's in,
Criticizing him and shit too.
yeah. It doesn't matter who's in power. It's always going to be the same. Who's joining you for Snow White? To be honest
no.
with you, it looks like it's probably only going to be me. So if I'm doing this, you better show up, because boy, you're not gonna have me watching that movie by myself. Even come, I'm not doing that.
You guys are watching Snow White together.
I don't like the way you said that, Roberto.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, I really don't like the way you said that.
I'm just like, am I hearing what I'm hearing here?
No, you're not. It's a watch. It's going to be a watch party.
Is this like
right?
a dark version? What are you guys watching Snow White for?
Because they have that new remake movie that I think he just wants to
Can
torture
you feel the love tonight?
He just wants to torture me.
No, I'm curious. Is the apple bigger? Like, is it in 3D? Like, what's going on in this one?
It's a live action. That's all. Live action Snow White. Nothing more. Trump wants to make sure illegal kids who are sick have their parents pay full medical costs and kicked off Medicare. Yep. That's because now he said he was being sarcastic when he said the 24-hour thing. In other words, he lied. Yeah, 100%. He also said that when he's in power, he's going to drop the price of food. He's going to drop the price of food. And then they asked him about the price of food, and he said, oh, well, I think that's going to be a little bit harder than he thought. And the thing about him is he fucking blames Biden for everything.
I was going to say that. You know, I can't fix it because Biden did it.
It's Biden's administration. They started this war. No, they fucking didn't. Russia started the war. Biden had nothing to do with that shit. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Says Snow White is a trash story so much I don't care in that fairy tale. Yeah, I know. I feel you. I was just saying, but yeah, that's all true. He's a pathological liar. Yeah, 100%.
But aren't all politicians pathological liars?
I think you have to be to a degree.
Yeah,
100%. You have.
Yeah,
to
he
be
does
to
go
a
overboard.
degree.
I will give you that. He does go overboard.
He goes way overboard. He goes way overboard. RFK Jr. eliminated food dyes. Food dyes were used because it was cheaper than using carrot, beet juice, or color food. Food will be more expensive. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, that's why when it comes to you guys in America, your food regulations are so much more worse than ours. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like you
for
guys,
sure.
you guys are so much shit passing your food and all kinds of stuff, but that stuff don't fly here in Canada. You know
But here's
what I
the
mean?
thing, right? Eliminating those food dyes, stuff like that, who that can be harmful over time. Using real products that are healthier, isn't that good? Even though it's gonna be more expensive. I'm just asking the question. I don't know.
Probably. I think food dyes and stuff like that are what makes it cheaper, but those things are detrimental to people.
Exactly.
Man.
So it's,
you know what I mean?
All I know is their chicken is the size of our turkey.
Facts, bro.
You ever see their turkey, Nzo?
Oh,
yeah. We went to Plattsburgh to get a turkey for Thanksgiving. I was like, we got to put that shit in the trunk.
Yeah.
It's a little miniature dog.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, like 40-pound turkeys and shit.
40,
you know
80,
I mean?
70 pounds. Fucking massive. You guys giving steroids to your shit.
No, I'm not, being cunt. No, I'm not. And I don't usually do this, but I am expecting some super chats for this month effort. Trust me on that, brother, because yeah, I could be watching paint dry and have a better time than watching that movie. So someday my prince will come is not in the movie. Oh, I thought you were projecting, Eli. I thought you were waiting for your prince. I got you. Did the amount of like fly parts that are formula are disgusting? I watched a video on that and I was like, I'll never use formula for my kids. Oh, Did the amount of like fly parts that are in formula? Ooh, yeah, I didn't see that video. I didn't see that video.
Fly like the insect fly parts?
Yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah. I guess he's saying the amount of fly-like parts that are in formula are disgusting. I watched a video on that and I was like, I'm never using formula for my kids again. I
I'm
didn't know
still with
that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So, but you know what? To be honest with you, breastfeeding is so much better. You know what I mean? So, breastfeeding is for fly parts equals protein. Yeah, they probably do. I just don't want to know about it. I just don't want to know about it. Last topic we had, and that was a great one, guys. Appreciate it. Last topic we have for the night is JG's topic. And of course, JG decided
We'll be
that
giving them the whole
he
2 minutes.
wants to go in on LeBron James. Now, for those of you that don't know, LeBron James went at Stephen A on courtside one day because Stephen A has been saying a lot of ish about LeBron James.
Oh,
So
about Bronny.
recent, huh? About Bronny, yeah, about Bronny. But he was also saying because LeBron James said it was
Bad
you were
shit.
questioning his fatherhood, right?
Yeah.
So the other day, this guy, and I don't even know who this dude is, like
Kevin Gates. You know who
was-
Kevin Gates is. A rapper.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
the name
Yeah,
sounds
I'm not a fan of him,
yeah.
but yeah.
My son told me after the rapper, and they're like, oh, okay. So Kevin Gates, and here's a little article that we have here. And it says, Los Angeles Lakers forward LeBron James has addressed recent comments made by rapper Kevin Gates about his wife, Savannah James. Gates made a statement with a video post on Instagram handle saying he prefers the way white women look at the athlete rather than how LeBron's wife looks at him. So it says, how did it all begin? In an Instagram video posted by Gates on April 19th, he says, I don't like the way Savannah looks at LeBron. I like the way them white women look at LeBron. As soon as he walked out, they're just like, be like, ooh, 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 dubbing Savannah as the warden of the jail. Gates also added that LeBron's spirit is so loving and giving, it hurts me to see it. What did LeBron say? A day later, LeBron responded to Gates' remarking indirectly by captioning his Instagram post saying, Kings don't concern themselves with the option of peasants. Where to next, Queen? Let's get it. The post features 2 photos showing Savannah looking at him with adoration in a car park of some sort. What do people think about the response? Blah, blah, blah. So that's just the gist of it. But what JG's but hold on. But what JG's biggest concern is that, and I didn't know this, but last night he was at the game, the Lakers
courtside at the game.
So go ahead, JG. What's your point?
And another thing Kevin Gates said was, Savannah was looking like Lamar Odom before LeBron got to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't say my wife looked like no damn Lamar Odom. That ain't no damn way you gonna say that to me, and I'm not gonna say something back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the stuff Stephen A. Smith said, a lot of us have said on Square One before when it comes to Bronny James and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You step up to little Stephen A. Smith at halftime and say, basically, keep my son name out your mouth and all that stuff. Go on other media outlets and talk about everything except what Stephen A. Smith said about Bronny or your fatherhood, or if you claim he said something about your fatherhood. But Kevin Gates goes on there, basically, to me, disrespects your wife. Says she looked like Lamar Odom before you met her. He's sitting courtside right there, right in front of you. You don't even look his direction. You said King doesn't basically consult with peasants and all that stuff. Why don't you keep that energy with Stephen A. Smith? Why don't you call him a peasant? I think he knew Stephen A. Smith wasn't going to do nothing to him. Kevin Gates, I think about that life.
You see, now I know JG is gonna come with this kind of bullshit narrative
No, I'm
again.
being real because
No,
remember I had a
hold
debate
on, hold
with
on.
you before.
You
Go
want
ahead,
to
go ahead.
rip up on LeBron James, and I
Hey,
get it.
damn right.
Now,
Fuck
I'm
LeBron.
going to tell you what the difference is, okay?
What's the difference?
This guy, Kevin Davis, came out of nowhere talking shit. Stephen A has been doing it since LeBron has been in the league, right? So every time you turn on the show, you got Stephen A. Smith saying some bullshit about your son or some bullshit about you as a father. 100%, I can completely get him going after Stephen A for that. 100% I do. Now, I didn't know about the Lamar Odom stuff. I never heard that. But my son also was telling me, like Kevin Gates is like a troll and he's like been on saying he effed his own cousin and stuff like that. So that could be it too. Like he's a troll, right? But Stephen A is worldwide every day, people watching his sports show. He says it all the time. I'm the number one sports show in the world. So of course there's gonna be a difference to the level of the shit. Like this guy's some crappy
Stop
dude,
it, Nzo.
right? No, it is.
Stop
Like
it.
I don't care what you say about me, but now you got someone sitting there talking about you every single day. You know what I mean? When I had beef with a few people, I made one video and that was it. It was done. Boom. They stopped. I stopped. But if they had kept going, then I would have kept going too. And then it would have got even more personal. You know what I mean? So that's the thing that I think is the big difference in that situation. Roberto, what are your thoughts? But hold on. Let me get this. He said 199. Who is your basketball GOAT?
Michael Jordan.
Well, these two clowns have Michael Jordan. I have Tim Duncan. That's my GOAT.
You're
Roberto,
referring to me as a clown, and you say Tim Duncan.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Roberto,
100%.
if I were to sit there and say, which I would never will ever in my life, because you scare me, and
I give Tim Duncan his props, but to say the GOAT, please. Okay.
Goat.
Number
100%.
two, LeBron is a good basketball player. And I understand, this generation needs something to ride on. But when you refer to yourself as the king, you need to come off your fucking cloud. Did
you keep that same energy when Steph did it?
I'm not even talking Steph. I don't represent Steph. Steph's a good ball player too.
No, I get it 100%. But you're saying LeBron had to come off his.
Steph ain't putting himself in the same fucking platform as Jordan.
Yes, he did. No,
when?
Steph said he is the greatest point guard of all time.
Okay, but
on a video.
When you say you're the greatest point guard, you're referring to a category. When you say you're the greatest of all time, that's any position on the court. I am the greatest. There's no center that's better than me at his position. There's no power forward, no small forward, no point guard, no pass shooting guard, none, nobody. That's what LeBron is making reference to with Jordan. Because
but there's point guards that are better than Steph.
But you see, I'm not talking about Steph. I'm talking about Michael Jordan.
I get it.
LeBron James.
No, I get it. But the point is you have someone saying, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I'm just saying, you have someone saying they're the greatest of all time, and then you have another person saying they're the greatest point guard of all time. So they're still saying they're the best at their position, and no one says shit about Steph doing it, but LeBron says, I'm the greatest of all time, and it's a problem. It's the same thing.
I'm not. You see, you're biggest defender all of a sudden of LeBron Nzo, and you don't realize as much as we're haters, you're his biggest defender. It's no different than the defenders of Donald Trump. Everybody does wrong. I can't stand Jordan for raising the price of Jordans just because black people couldn't afford it. That shit came out. I was fucking Jordan. You're a bitch. You're the greatest basketball player on the court, but you're a bitch for that. Mm-hmm. So just like that, LeBron is not the greatest, but I'll put him in the top 5 because he is an anomaly. He is a beast. Just stop the flopping, and I'll give you even more props in the category. But for you to refer yourself as the king and call other people peasants, to me, you need to get off your fucking high horse. Because when you're humble, people ask you, are you the greatest? I'm good. Let other people call you the greatest. You don't have to defend yourself.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm talking about the hypocrisy of it all, right?
There you go.
Because
there could be
that's
all
what
kinds
no,
in the NBA.
but yeah, right. But what I'm saying is Steph has done the same thing. He's done it. I could probably find a video to where he says he's the greatest point guard of all time. No one says it, regardless of whether he's saying the greatest player of all time. He's saying he's the greatest at his position. Now, I don't think anybody on this panel thinks that Steph is the greatest point guard of all time. But when he says it, no one says anything. But when LeBron James says it, it's a problem.
Same platform as LeBron, and you know it. I know it.
And Steph is not on the same. And Steph is not on the same path as Magic Johnson. He's not.
Yeah, but Anzo, I'm not arguing with you on that. But for me, the debate is not between three people who's the greatest of all time. Because if it was if you remove Michael and LeBron from this debate, I would put Wilt Chamberlain there. Or somebody else, because maybe we didn't see them. But look at his accomplishments, man. What's going to get you that?
But Roberto, I hear what you're saying, but you're not understanding my point. My point is, you can say people say they're the greatest, this and that. You could put someone else on there, this and that. What I'm saying is, Steph said the same thing that LeBron said.
15 times I heard you.
But people
are not on the same level. It's not on the same level.
Yes, it is. It's the same thing.
Maybe it is to you, but I never even heard that comment. To me, Steph is not in that league.
Exactly what he said.
Steph is a good three-point shooter. He got great handle, but he's not in that league to say he's the GOAT.
But he said it.
But he could say it. He could say it.
So why can he say it and LeBron can't?
Because no one is putting that comparison out there as the GOATs. It's LeBron and Michael. He's not in the argument. That's why he could say whatever he wants, Anzo. It's irrelevant. It doesn't hold water. If Durant wants to say he's the greatest, okay, you could say it, but you're not in that echelon. You're not there. There's other people above you. Like you said, Magic. I would put Magic before Curry.
But that's what makes it worse. If you're not even in that echelon and you're saying you're the greatest of all time, then motherfucker, shut the fuck up.
Right? Exactly. You hold no water. So next, now let's get back to the point. It's LeBron and Michael.
No,
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, that's not what the point is. My point is that people are complaining about LeBron James running around saying that he's the greatest of all time, but when Steph says he's the greatatest point guard of all time, no one says anything. There is I'm saying that's
him saying he's the king.
The GOAT, the greatest of all time.
No, the king. He didn't say the GOAT there. He said the king doesn't come down to peasants.
Yeah, but in that quote, he's talking about his wife.
You're talking third person.
No, but he's talking about his wife. He's talking about other women. He's saying the king doesn't come down to his peasants. He's talking about other women because then he says, Queen, where do you want to go? So he's saying those other women that are looking at him are peasants. That's why he doesn't come down to those levels. That what he's saying in that clip has nothing to do with the greatest of all time.
He's not coming down to the guy who made the comments level because he's a peasant and I'm a king.
No, he's talking about the women that are looking at him. He's saying, I'm not going down to the peasants level, which are those women. And then he says, Queen, where do you want to go? Talking about his wife. And then in the Instagram photo that he tagged to it is him and his wife looking at him adoringly. So that quote that you're quoting there has nothing to do with him talking about being the king or GOAT or greatest of all time.
He has made reference to him being the king and him being the GOAT. It's not something he's done for the first time, Nzo. That's my beef. Let people speak for you. When you speak for yourself, it doesn't hold water. You'll never hear Jordan say that.
Exactly. Never. So when you see Steph saying it, how come no one is mad at Steph
I don't
saying
know how many
it?
times I could repeat it.
Well,
Steph
that's not really true, Nzo.
He's not in that.
What's that?
It's not true, Nzo. They were on First Take talking about it the whole time. I was Stephen A. Smith and some other people that were talking about it. Now, how
talking about what?
Well, Steph was wrong for saying he was the greatest point guard of all time.
Okay,
that's when the whole Magic. Now, it didn't get the same. How can I put it? It didn't get the same vitriol that LeBron got, of course, right? Because let's face it, Steph is just more likely than LeBron is. I mean, you can say because people hate LeBron, they had a problem. That's the reason why they had a problem with saying it. You can argue that. That'd be a good argument.
That is my point, though. If someone is saying they're the greatest of all time, someone saying they're the greatest point guard of all time, doesn't matter. They're saying the same thing, right? You may not be saying you're the best NBA player of all time, but you're saying you're the best at that position when we all know that someone else is better than you at that position. So you just did the same thing that LeBron did, because LeBron's saying he's the greatest of all time when we all know there's someone that's better than him. So it's the same thing. There's no difference.
Who's the greatest point guard? Your opinion?
In my opinion,
yeah,
I'm an Isaiah fan. I put Isaiah better than
Steph Curry. Isaiah has to step up and confront Curry on that. That has nothing to do with Michael and LeBron. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All I can say about Curry, he's the greatest three-point shooter I ever saw, and he's the greatest in history. Until someone does better than him, that's all he's the greatest at. Even though he has ball handling skills, there's so many guys in the NBA have ball handling skills, but his elite skill is his three-point shot. And that's
right. And you can literally say without a shadow of a doubt that Steph Curry is the best shooter of all times. You can say that. But when he comes out and says, I am the best point guard of all time. Exactly.
But he's not campaigning.
But that my point is, and again, I'm going to say it again so that you get it. You're right. He's delusional. He's delusional, right? You said he's delusional, but nobody bats an eye when he says it. LeBron James says it. No, hold on. LeBron says it. He's delusional, but everybody shits on him for saying it, but nobody shits on Curry for saying the same thing that LeBron says. That's why I say, you guys sit here and you say, I'm the biggest LeBron supporter or defender. I am, because sometimes the shit that people put on him. No, not all the time. No, not all the time.
I remember if we go back in the day, you were on my side with LeBron.
I'm still on your side with LeBron. I still am a hater.
Taught you a lesson, and now you're a fan.
I still am a hater. I am still a hater. I am not a fan of LeBron James. I had this argument with him today. I'm not a fan of LeBron James. I hate LeBron James. But I am going to defend when people are hypocritical on the things that he has done. Do I think LeBron James is the greatest of all times? Absolutely not, right? But when LeBron James does something or says something, it gets 10 times more heat than when other people do it. And that is my point. That's the problem that I have.
Who is the face of the NBA? Could I ask you? It's not Curry. It's LeBron James.
I don't even think it's LeBron James anymore.
LeBron James is the face of the NBA. You don't think so, but that's a fact. Google it. Do something. They said it. LeBron James is the face of the NBA still. He's still the face. The NBA. The NBA. Watch NBA.
When did the NBA say
LeBron is the face. LeBron has says in everything. LeBron, no one has ever been as close as a player to the commissioner as LeBron James. These are all things they're saying. It's not stuff I wish. It's not stuff I make up. I'm just telling you how it is.
So you think because LeBron James is close with the commissioner that he's able to do things that no other player? No, I'm asking you. I'm asking
you. Why would you ask me that? I didn't say that.
Because it doesn't matter if you said it. I'm asking if that's what you think. I can't ask you a question.
No, I don't.
I think so.
I thought I would say
it because JG thinks it, right? So that's what I'm saying.
I think so. Yeah. But you can say something about Michael Jordan. Remember, it was a game. Charles Barkley's make the call. I know he's Michael Jordan, but he said make the call, right? So
I will never be a fan of LeBron James.
I don't know.
The face of the NBA isn't the GOAT.
What do you mean? The NBA right now, that doesn't make him a GOAT. You know who could have been the face of the NBA if he wasn't throwing up gun signals? That kid could have been the face of the NBA.
Yeah. So it says here, the face of the NBA is often associated with LeBron James. He has been a dominant force over the league over 2 decades and is widely recognized and respected, and his influence spans beyond the court. Okay, so I guess
even with the allegations, Nzo, of him at Diddy's, off the court, I've always had the utmost respect for this guy because he's never been in any scandals. He appears to be a good father, raised his kids, stayed out of, as popular as he was doing things for his community. He was never in the spotlight for any scandals. So my beef was just on the court. Like, he's good. He was supposed to be the new face of the NBA. When he first started in the NBA, I could say I was a fan. This guy was doing things like holy shit, look at this guy. But as he started getting bigger, some people change. And I saw parts of his game that I didn't like. And I couldn't be a fan anymore,
Well, there's lots of things to LeBron James that game that nobody likes, right? He does flop. There's 100%. He does.
That's my only problem. The flopping.
He flops constantly.
He travels, but so does everybody else.
He flops. He doesn't play defense. You know what I mean? He plays every now and then whenever he wants to. He takes plays off. And now he's older. I get it. 100%. Yes, you're going to take fucking plays off. That's how you keep your longevity being older. I get it. But he was even like that younger. Like, even in his younger days, he was never really like Michael Jordan has won how many defensive players of the years? LeBron has never won one. All right. So that's it. And again, I'm not going to sit here and let you guys bullshit narrative about I'm a LeBron James fan, because even my son tried to say that bullshit in the chat there, right? But I have never will be a LeBron James fan, but I will defend the hypocrisy, because it just, at some point, like people, and I'm not saying you, but people like to run off their mouths talking about he lost 6 finals. 3 of those finals weren't his fault, right? He had 3 losses in those finals that weren't his fault. One, his first loss was against San Antonio. They were the monsters of a team that had a way better team. He had Antoine Jameson on his team at the time. The next 2 were injuries. He lost Kyrie. He lost Kevin Love in those finals. So I can't blame him for those finals losses. The rest of them, I will. But that one, those 3, you can't blame him for that. But people sit there and use that against him when Steph Curry couldn't beat Toronto when he lost Kevin Durant and Clay. You know what I mean? But they don't hold that championship loss against them.
Look, this is another topic you're bringing up, Steph Curry. Is someone hating on Steph Curry?
I don't like Steph.
I swear. You're making
that pretty obvious.
I don't like Steph.
You're making that pretty obvious.
But the point of it is that
there's some hypocrisy there.
Why? Why?
You're hating on Steph Curry. People can hate, You're allowed to hate. It's not called hypocrisy. It's called hate.
No, it's hypocrisy when you give one person a pass, but you don't give the other one a pass. Nobody gives LeBron James a pass for the championships that he lost when Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt. But they give Steph the pass when he lost to Toronto.
What is he getting a pass for?
Lost. Like they don't blame him for those losses. They blame LeBron James for those 3 losses.
I'm curious who they are. Are you talking about NBA
who they
Live
are?
And shit?
Analysts, everybody that wants to shit on LeBron James.
Well, I'll be honest with you, so it's only like a couple of them that do it. Everybody else, they're like ooh and goo gaga of LeBron every day. It makes no sense, right?
There are the few.
And again, it's not so much that you lost, it's how you lose. That's a big thing. How you lose is a big thing. Now, I will give you the San Antonio thing. I knew it was no way in hell they would beat the Spurs. There was no way. The first one he won in Miami, even though he went in the form of the super team, then he had Rich Paul come out saying it was not really a super team, and putting down Chris Bosh was a hell of a player. That bullshit that they did, and there was one against Warriors when he came out with a cast talking about, I basically played on one hand. He lose their first finals. Oh, they can go back to their little lies, their broke lies. It's how you lose. Right. And then you come out there talking about I don't shake hands. They put on tape. I don't shake hands because I don't like to shake hands when I lose. Then you come out saying, I had to go. I had no nursing injury. Like, dude, it's not just the fact that you lose in the finals. It's his own hypocrisy on top of all that. It's the excuses that you use. It's the lies that you put out there that people can go back and say, "Look, you're lying." Right?
So I don't know.
I thought we were talking about Kevin
shaking...
Gates. We talking about who the GOAT and Steph Curry.
Yeah, but I don't. So I don't know about the shaking hands stuff. I never heard that stuff.
What?
Whatever.
You didn't hear it?
No, I never heard that.
Sound like a true LeBron fan.
I never heard it. I never heard it.
I'm messing with you. Bro.
Have you heard that, Roberto?
No, just like I didn't hear the shit about Curry.
Right. So he didn't.
I'm
hear
about to send y'all some links, bro.
But here's the thing. Right? Like you're saying, yeah, okay. On those losses that he lost and he made excuses of, 100%, I agree with you. But you can't blame him for a finals loss when he lost without his best two players. That's my point. Everybody that's a LeBron hater, whenever they talk about him losing 6 finals, they never put.
He's including me, and that's not the case.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You said everybody who's a LeBron hater.
I'm not talking about you guys.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm
majority of the people,
right?
You're saying,
right? In general, right? So when they do, they always bring up the 6 losses, but they never put the context in it that he lost 3 of them because he didn't have a good enough team to beat the San Antonio Spurs, or he lost the other ones because he lost his 2 players. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So you're 100%. When he loses, sometimes he makes up these big excuses. Like the first game with San Antonio, where the fucking heat the AC went out, and they had to fucking carry him off the court in the 4th quarter. All of that crap. You know what I mean? There's all of that bullshit antics that he does. It's garbage. And I agree with you on that. My point is what I find, and this is what I find a lot about, especially when it comes to LeBron James. They criticize him for all the shit he's done, but then they don't give him the credit, or they don't talk about the things. Well, yeah, he lost 6 finals, but 3 of them were injury or a bad team. You know what I mean? You got to put those contexts in there, because when you say someone lost 6 finals, it's like, oh yeah, he's trash. He lost 6 finals, but you don't put the context in there. You know what I mean?
There's no stat that says context on so. Either you win or you lose.
But you can't win if you don't have your 2 best players on the team. No one's winning.
Well, you know
Steph couldn't win, and they put the context in there. Whenever they talk about the championship,
Steph needs other people around him to make him better.
It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, when it comes to Steph and losing that championship, they always are, well, he didn't have Clay, he didn't have people even said that Toronto wouldn't have won if he had Clay and KD. And that we don't even know that, because Toronto was a beast that year, right? So we don't know if that's true. Like, look what Kawhi is doing now, putting up 32 points against the fucking Nuggets, right? So we don't know if that's true. It's just my point.
You do realize they're basing that on the game where KD played, they won. And that's where they're basing that opinion on. Context, Nzo.
So he played 1 game and they won. So what?
Exactly. So that's why they're saying, based on that game, which I don't agree with, I think Toronto still would have taken them. Based on that game, if Steph had all his pieces with him, they would have won. That's like they say if LeBron had Kyrie and Kevin Love with him, they would have won.
But the point is, that contact is bullshit, because you don't know that. Just the same way, if LeBron had KD, and
you don't
Kyrie,
know.
We don't know if they still would have won. You're changing the point. You're moving.
I'm not changing anything. I'm telling you that the reason why they are saying
100%
that they would have won. Can I finish? The reason why I'm saying the reason why a lot of them.
I heard what you're saying, JG. I hear what you're saying, but you're twisting the narrative that I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Yes, that
I'm just adding context, like you're saying.
That is 100% true. But hold on, no, you can't determine. You can't, because you can't determine on 1 game. You can't say because they won 1 game. No NBA team would ever do that. Oh, because we won 1 game, we're gonna win the whole series.
I'm not basing that. I'm saying that's what some of them are saying. I'm telling you that Toronto would have taken them either way.
And that's why I'm
saying.
But that's what I'm saying. The context of it makes no sense.
So
That's what I'm
context.
saying.
That's why context is not
But the
expected.
context,
You can't
but
use
the
context
context,
to
but the
say somebody
context,
would've won or
no.
lost.
But I'm not saying they would have won or lost. I'm saying they're blaming him for the loss.
Because he's the
I'm not-
leader. He's the number one guy on that team.
But you can't blame him for a
Yes,
loss
you
when
can.
he doesn't have his best two players, JG. That's what I'm saying.
Oh
when
my
you
God.
when he has his
Keep the
players.
same energy.
You guys
Keep
are
the same
playing
energy,
tennis.
Nzo. Keep the same energy.
One more thing, Roberto. Just one more thing, because I know we're gonna close it up too. When you say he has his full team and he lost, then yes, you can say that 100%. But when he doesn't have his best two players on the team, you can't use that. You can't
Lost.
blame him. You can't blame him for that loss.
Who blames him for the loss?
I just told you who blames him for the loss.
Who?
99% of the fucking LeBron haters that hate on LeBron.
So 99% of LeBron haters.
Well, the ones that I see, yes.
So that's 99%. Come on.
The ones that I see, yes.
Okay.
I'm not talking about, I don't know every fucking LeBron hater, but the ones that I see, the ones that are on the internet, the ones that put their shit out there, yes, 99% of them that I see blame LeBron. Yes, I can say that. I can name you these motherfuckers that do it. I can name them. Steven Jackson, the Odd Couple, that guy there in the Odd Couple. I can name them, right? They don't all come to my mind now, but I can name them. 99% of the people that I watch that talk about LeBron James blame him for those losses where his team was weak. Anyways, Roberto, you're going to say something?
I wanted to just say teams win, teams lose. It's not one guy. LeBron James has not won a championship for Cleveland or LA. It was the team. Because when he doesn't have players and they lose, it's a team thing. So he can't be the reason they win when those players are there. It's a team thing. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, and then if that's the case, then you can't blame him for losing.
But I'm not Nzo. You see, you're not catching it. I'm not blaming him. I'm saying
not saying you
team lost. The team lost.
Yes, I'm not saying
I
you.
talk about LeBron
but
James
JG
and Michael
just said
Jordan.
No.
But JG just said. Hold on. JG just said he's the leader, so he has to take the blame.
He is the leader.
Said that.
Yes, the leader always
takes
takes the blame, Nzo. Because when they lose, they blame everybody else, Nzo. They blame everybody else.
Look at OKC right now.
They give him all the credit because he scores 30-some points.
There's a leader on every team. That's a no-brainer.
100%. Yes.
LeBron is the leader. Jordan was the leader. Curry is the leader.
Yes.
If they don't have their pieces, because Jordan scoring all those fucking crazy points, 72 points, 64 points, you can't win like that. You need to get your players involved.
Absolutely.
And win as a team.
Absolutely. 100%. And you lose as a team, right?
That's it. I'm not a LeBron fan. I must be that 1% that doesn't say, it's not for me, LeBron lost those games. It's Cleveland lost.
He just said that, though. That's what I'm saying.
What I get is
said that.
He's the leader.
Take care, Dandelion.
If we're talking about the GOATs, it's LeBron and Michael. How many finals has Michael lost on the Chicago Bulls? 0. How many has LeBron James lost on Cleveland and all the other teams he's played? It's 3 or 4. I'm not saying LeBron lost them. He was on the teams that lost. So that takes away from him in that category. That's all it does. I'm just referring to GOATness. And
yes,
to say the 90s was the 90s, that's why I don't have the argument with people of his generation, because they don't respect the past. They don't even talk about the past. They don't give a shit about the past, Nzo. If you stop 99% of them and ask them questions about our past, they have no fucking clue, nor do they care to. So how could you respect something that you don't care to know about?
No, I get you. I know.
That's why I won't argue with him. If he wants to say LeBron's the GOAT, he's happy, but run with it.
Right. And I get exactly what you're saying. But what you are saying is not what JG was just saying.
What was I
JG
saying?
said
Also?
you
Look at him
said the
again,
blame is
redone
on
with the movie.
LeBron.
No. I said when you are the leader of the team, of course you're gonna get the blame for losing, right? Especially if you go out the way he's gone out,
JG,
right?
I
By not
asked
scoring the
you.
look. Can I finish?
I can
Can I
go
finish?
rewind the tape. You said LeBron James deserve. You said it's his fault. You pretty
No, I
much said
didn't. I
that.
said he's the leader of the team. He's going to get the blame, just like they blame everybody else when they lose and he scores 30
All
some
right.
points.
All
See, the
right.
problem is you
I
would
know.
be heard, don't want to listen. That's the problem.
I know it's late, and I could go back and play it, but I'll have it for next week.
Do you
I'll have it
remember?
for next week.
Do you remember
It's
when
I know
context,
exactly what you
also.
said.
I was talking about context.
I know
and you
exactly
missed
what
the
you
whole
said.
thing on it.
I know
I
exactly
want-
what you
Whatever.
said.
Okay.
I want to ask DG Clips a
Okay.
question.
Go ahead.
Do you remember when LeBron was on the Miami Heat and Dwayne Wade went up to him and said, "You came here to win it for us. Why are you looking to pass the ball?" Silence.
And LeBron James said what?
He didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear what you were saying. I was doing something. Repeat the whole thing again.
That championship they lost,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying how why didn't what's his name take the shot, or he passed up on the last shot and the timer went off, and he was saying, "This is why you're here."
Mm-hmm.
Great as Dwayne Wade is a fucking Hall of Famer, and he said that. That's my beef with the LeBron GOAT thing, because Jordan would take that shot 10 times, even to the point where I'm like, pass the ball, bitch. You're taking too many shots. But that's all I wanted to say. A GOAT has to have the confidence to say, this is on me. I'm running this. I'm taking this. I'll take the fall if it doesn't go in. Not pass the blame.
Said I thought Michael lost his fourth in a row. Nah, Michael wasn't playing when they lost that year. Hey man, you said it was a team sport. I was talking to you, Roberto.
It is a team sport. But, when we're talking about GOATs, like that's a different category, There's only so many people in that category. There's only so many people who could be considered in that category. There are different species, Like, I know we don't want to talk about hockey, but, we have a guy like McDavid. He wants the puck on his stick. That's why they could talk about him as being the greatest of our generation right now, but he's not the greatest of all time. And that's the way I see LeBron. He's the greatest of the last 2 decades because he came in the league so young. He's a freak of nature, able to play this long. But there's things I question if he ain't being protected by the league and stuff. Why wasn't he tested in the Olympics? He would have been the first guy I ran to, because this guy is in crazy shape for his age. And, if he is using something, it wouldn't work like that on everybody. But I believe he's on something. This man's still jumping as high as he was 20 years ago, blocking shots on the fucking backboard. You didn't see that shit the other night?
Mm-mm.
Man, this guy, you remember when he blocked what was his name on Golden State? Tried to do that layup and fucking LeBron pinned him on the backboard.
No, I didn't see it.
You don't remember that? No, this is back in the day. You don't remember that?
Oh, yeah.
He did the same thing yesterday. This man's fucking old now. 40?
Something like that.
42?
Something like that.
I don't know, man. He's a specimen, but fuck. So I'm glad the tension's eased up over this LeBron debate, because I feel
I'm good. I'm good.
No, I didn't call you out, JG. Well, I didn't call you name. We get defense there.
There's no tension over here. I'm good.
I'm just saying, man. There was like silence 3 times since this debate.
Yeah, because Because I'm going back to try and fucking find
trying
what
to find
JG
some
said.
shit.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the
This is
shit
what he
that
gonna
JG
do.
said.
He gonna
Yeah.
take a
That's
piece of it. He gonna take a piece of it, not play what I said before. The context I was trying to put it in. He's gonna say that once piece where I said because LeBron's elite. He's gonna shoot. That's all he's gonna play. That's it.
Listen, I don't just clip shit and only play
Yes, the
one
hell you
part.
do.
I'll play the whole thing. You know what I mean? I'll play the whole thing.
Why
You
don't
know,
you
it is
gather
what
it
it is.
all and do it next
Just
week?
gather all the shit. Just gather all the
I'm not.
shit.
Yeah, I'm not doing it today. I'm not doing it today. I'm just looking for it today because
And
I'm
look,
like, I know.
all
What,
I'm
I know.
saying
I
is
said,
this.
I know what this motherfucker said. I heard it, but I'm just saying.
All I'm
But
saying is this. Yes, I am a LeBron James hater, right? But
we
coming
know.
back from 1-3 or 3-1, whatever he came back from, I got to give him props on that. I
Yeah,
got to
of
give him
course.
props on it. You
Yeah, of
know,
course.
the first win in Cleveland, I got to give him props on it, even though there's a lot of, like Gonzo says, context to it. My issue was it was a lot of things that happened for you to win that championship. And for you to say that's what made you the greatest of all time. So we're just going to diminish what Kyrie did? Or we're going to diminish the fact that J.R. Smith undercut Iguodala, which enabled you to come behind him and block him?
Oh no,
I get it. I get it.
and we're not gonna fucking talk like diminish what Ray
I'm
Allen
trying to
did
talk
to
about
help him
Kevin
win.
Gates, and we talk about Steph Curry and shit.
No, I'm just saying we're not gonna because if it wasn't for fucking Ray Allen, he wouldn't have won that championship either. So yes, I agree with you 100%. I'm on your side of that one, JG.
Okay, I'm saying it's a lot of context and everything. That's why context is not a stat, right? You just play with what you got. If you lose, you lose. But lose like a man. Don't go out like a little punk and say, "Oh, I'm playing on one hand." No, everybody says happy for my loss. Got to go back to old lives. And like, come on, man, lose
But
gracefully.
again, and I'll say this: a lot of players do that. A lot of
Oh,
players
of course.
make an
Now I'll get
excuse
on
after
anybody.
they just
Yeah, I hate
after this.
Draymond Green more than I
And
hate LeBron. That you believe.
and hold on, I gotta. He said Jordan and LeBron are both different types of players, both goats in their own way. Shut the hell up, kid. That is not what you've been saying to fucking me. Okay, so I don't know why you say it. Why? Because Roberto's on the stream now, and now all of a sudden you want to say, "Oh, Jordan's a goat in his own way." You've never said that. Never said that before. So I don't want to hear you talk about that crap right now. I don't want to hear that shit. That's some bullshit that you saying on live for some reason. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Said Iggy. He said he had 16 straight points before the Allen shot. I don't care. The Allen shot is what won the game. Not to mention the fact that he missed it first. And then Bosch got the rebound, kicked it out to Allen, and Allen hit it. Yes. I don't care. Said, yeah, because I rage bait you. Yeah, whatever. With that being said, guys, it was a great show. Oh my God. Raheem, I gotta go. All right. We got some old men on this stream, and I gotta work tomorrow. We all gotta get some sleep. I'm not just talking about you, Roberto. I'm talking about me too. All right.
I know you're saying you're old too, so I was just gonna remind you.
Yeah, I'm not just talking about you. But all right, I gotta ask you guys this. He said Giannis is better than Tim Duncan.
Who?
Giannis is better than Tim Duncan.
No.
He's got years to catch up, man.
No.
Jokic is better. Jokic is better than Tim Duncan.
Oh, no. No.
I'm not a fan of
Roberto's way.
But this man has some soft hands, and he's making some fucking magic passes that I don't recall Tim Duncan make. But all round, like rounded wise, I still give it to Tim, but it's close.
I got you.
This man was almost in the runnings for 3 years in a row MVP. I don't know how he was going to beat Shea this year. They even mentioned that it was close, but for them to say that, has anybody done that before?
Not that I can think of.
I don't know anybody three-peat to MVP.
I think Michael Jordan has. I think he three-peated as MVP. I'm not 100%.
There you go.
Sure. Huh? What?
That was a setup, man.
Oh, okay. I think he has. But what kind of setup though? I don't get it.
That you're gonna say Michael Jordan did something nobody else did.
Oh, and LeBron's done
For
something
little
that
man,
nobody
for
else.
little man. I want
LeBron,
to hear his pop saying good things about Jordan.
LeBron has done something that no one else has done either.
Yeah, he's played longer. That's about it. Scored more points because he played longer. Big deal.
Still done something no one else has done.
Big deal.
At
Yeah,
the end
because
of,
nobody's gonna come in and play as long as him. That's why, because of the juice.
yeah, but people can play long as him, and you still got to score points.
We don't know that because nobody's done it.
Get him, Roberto.
Yeah,
Get
he's
him.
still going to score points. So you're saying,
No, but
if
who's
someone
done it? Who's played as long as LeBron?
No. But here's
Right,
my question.
no. Why am I getting the machine gun?
Because here's my question. Here's my
ask the question first.
Because okay, so I'll say nobody. And he said Vince came close. But here's my question. So let's say someone on the bench plays as long as LeBron. You think they're going to score as much points as he did?
Now you know what Roberto talking about. You know what Roberto talking about. You talking
Okay,
about playing as long as
you're going to talk
LeBron
about
at the
the
same
10,000 players that came through the NBA, Onzo? Is that where we're
What's
going?
that?
Are we going to talk about the hundreds of thousands of players that came through the NBA?
Yeah, you can. And none of them
Why
has
would we
done
do
it.
that? We're talking GOAT status. Let's talk GOAT status.
Okay,
how many people claim to be the GOAT?
And how many people have scored 4,000 points?
How many people claim to be the GOAT? You know, I seen a guy break down all the stats in the NBA, all of them, and LeBron doesn't even come close to what Jordan accomplished. But everybody just wants to hype on all his points he scored. That's one accolade. Jordan won all defense. How many times? 5, 6 times? LeBron's never done that. So if we make comparisons of things Jordan did and LeBron did that they each didn't do, then LeBron's the GOAT. Jordan's the GOAT.
But it's not even about, but no, it's not even about spade to spade. But you're saying, oh, I just wanted to give you something that Jordan never did or no one else ever did. Well, LeBron's done things that no one else ever did either. So it's not about who done more. I'm just saying LeBron has done something that no one else has done. He's done it.
Onzo, you know, I don't understand. You make it seem like it's personal. I'm not doing things for you. It was just a joke, man. I just wanted you because you're a Jordan hater. Second person
yes,
to LeBron.
100%.
Oh, now it makes sense. Now this makes sense.
First off,
and Curry and all the NBA.
So first, hold on.
Now this all makes sense. Okay,
You're making it about one thing, and it's not. You're just saying someone did something that someone else or no one else did. And I'm saying, well, LeBron did something that no one else did either. So even if it was Kareem, if LeBron never did it, and we said, oh, well, Jordan scored and no one else ever did that. Well, Kareem scored 1,000 points. No one ever did that either. I can't use Kareem because LeBron beat Kareem. But if LeBron didn't beat Kareem, then he would have been the one I used. We're just saying because Jordan did something that nobody ever did, I'm just saying that there's things that other people
I just repeated that if you didn't hear what I said. I'm sure we could find things that Jordan has done that LeBron hasn't done, and vice versa. And vice versa. You heard me say that, right?
Yes.
So I don't know why you said that. You didn't say that.
No, but you said that after I made my point, though.
Accumulate all of them.
Yes.
There's a lot more that Jordan did that LeBron didn't.
But what I'm saying is you said that after I made my point. You said your point that I just wanted you to say something that Jordan.
But that was a joke. And JG got it, but you took it personal and brought LeBron in it. I just wanted
to take it personal.
Then why bring LeBron in?
Because I counteracted what you said. That's it.
It was a joke. What is there to counteract?
I can counteract the joke.
Oh my God. Yo, let's end this show.
Now that I know that he's about to do it, this all makes sense now. This all makes sense. I would never bring up another LeBron James topic.
All I know, and I could say I agree with JG here. Anytime we talk about LeBron, there's a fight. And it's with you, Onzo. This is why we say 100%. You're a LeBron lover. I don't fight with you because
no. Hold on,
Jordan. I don't care if you bash Jordan.
It's a fight. It's a fight. Oh, but if I bastard Jordan and said
you do it all the time.
Hold on. Listen. Let me finish. If I blasted Jordan and said something that wasn't true or hypocritical, then there would be a fight. There's been a fight.
There's been a fight. Saying not true?
I'm saying some of the things were hypocritical. Yes.
Like what?
Blaming
That he
him
flopped?
for.
What's
Anyways,
hypocritical?
we're gonna end the show,
I'm
guys.
curious. What's
Huh?
hypocritical?
I've explained it many times. I've explained the hypocritical stuff many times, right?
But you said that didn't include me, and now you're saying it includes me.
But you have blamed LeBron James for 6 losses in the finals in the
Me?
past. You have.
Me?
Yeah, you. Yeah,
Anzo,
yeah.
you're full of. You find that tape, and I'll be the
On
first
square
one to
one.
vote for you next week.
On square one.
Find
You
it.
want me to go? I'll go through all
Find
the
it.
square ones if you want me to. 100%.
Find it. If you
You
make
have.
that comment, you have to find it. Back it up.
100%. 100%. I will. LeBron won every team he played for. Jordan hasn't won with the Wizards.
Because he only played for one team, 2 teams. LeBron played for 8 counting. Come on, man. You guys could cheerlead all you want for LeBron. The facts are the facts. This is like a Donald Trump moment here.
He won with them, though. He's not lying.
What? He did not win his first year in Cleveland.
Hold on. This
No,
man
but
well, yeah, I get
what
what my bad. I get what you're
not
saying.
one, not
I
two,
get what you're saying.
not 3, not
Yeah,
4,
that was bullshit.
not
Yeah, that was
5,
bullshit.
not 6, and the
Yeah, that
man
was
won
bullshit.
1, 2.
Yeah, that was bullshit. Yeah, that was
That's what I'm
bullshit.
talking about.
He's won 4.
Play your game and shut the fuck up.
He's won 4. But yeah, that was bullshit.
No, I'm talking
And
about when he went to Miami and he had.
that was bullshit. Yeah, that was bullshit. 100%.
I never said LeBron builds championships. He goes and he drafts players to make championships. I never said that because there's so many players who've done that. So it's not just LeBron. But
actually,
when he loses, he wants to talk about who he doesn't have.
Actually, LeBron was the first. LeBron was the first one to do super team.
Yeah, but he's not the last.
What?
Look, LeBron was the first one to do super team.
He's not the last, though.
Yeah, Kevin Durant did it.
Everybody's trying to do it now.
Yeah, because LeBron
is trying to do it. You know.
Yeah, because LeBron paved the way. I totally
no, but I never held that against him like the so-called LeBron haters. You do whatever
I hold that against him.
You do whatever you got to do to win. But when you
hold that against him.
When you make quotes to being the greatest, then questions are going to be asked. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody, but I always section. I'm sorry for bringing up LeBron James. All I want to do is talk about Kevin Gates, and he's a pussy for not bagging up his wife. You know.
No,
the question I was going to ask. First, I was going to ask was before we got to the Steph Curry. I don't know where the fuck he came from, but Steph Curry, Roberto.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to, which I would never do it, but if I hypothetically would come on a stream and say, you know what, Roberto's wife, she would probably look like Lamar Odom if he hadn't met her, and you saw me, what would happen?
You'd eat some fucking.
Exactly.
I say something now.
Again. I never heard that. I didn't hear that, so I don't know. Okay. No, I didn't hear him say that.
But everybody gonna be looking for tapes tonight.
I know. Whenever they talked about it, when the first thing came up, all I ever heard was the stuff he said in the clip that I heard. I never heard the stuff where he said about LeBron's wife or anything like that. And before we go, last one, he said KG, Ray, and Paul. They were way past their primes, bro. That was not a super team. They were way. They
won.
Yeah, but they were because they were good, but they were way past.
Well, they had a good bench. Their bench would won that series.
Yeah. They were not a super team at all. No way. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So with that being said, guys, it was a great show. We went way longer than we were supposed to, but we are going to close it up. It was an attempt, though. Yeah, it could have been. But at the end of the day, guys, thank you, everybody, for popping in. Much appreciated. Peace, love, and hair grease. And we will see you on the next one. Peace. Oh, by the way, JG didn't do the intro, but you're going to do the outro. Go ahead, JG.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undisputed final boss of the 36 Champions of Shaolin. Wire! Thank y'all for tuning in live for this fire and intense stream ahead on the O.O.C. Fuck you, LeBron. Come check us out next week on the O.O.C. with those Nzo, a.k.a. the Abbott, and the Osiris of the Spliff King, the Professor of Gunja, alongside his co-host Roberto, a.k.a. Mr. 100, a.k.a. No Trouble Did. Everything going to be irie. No woman, no cry. And of course, check out my homie Superwise on the Superwise channel. Always doing great things over there. JJ has never done with me. Eli, you fucking liar. Lost train of thought. Also, catch out my uncle on the GGC, also doing great things over there. And of course, the amazing, the outstanding, the charismatic, always man of the hour, always delivering that great message on a weekly basis. The man with the fashion sense that could turn any pauper into a prince. One of the finest police officers to ever grace these great United States. Hear me on so these great United States. Do you smell it? I can smell it. Mr. Simplify himself. Stand up and salute. If you smell what Daddy's cooking.
And with that being said, guys, we are out. It was a great one. And don't worry, we're going to have more. Peace, love, and hair grease. And we will see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Oh, hold on. Can't find the damn outro. Shit. There we go. Peace.
New brand yellow, I tell some clown. Till I come round, come for the 4 pound. Sit down, me love how you perform. You got me body, you never go scratch your palm. Wait, your pussy good, me never did so long. Wait, your pussy good, if you put it in a song. Tell you what the man say, him better run. Come, we fight for your pussy, old veteran. Watch how your step, land mine, set a pressure bomb. You just make it sitting tough up and I never gang. Squeegee round and leave him alone. Shake your bum, see the shape of your round. Leave your panty, the G-string at home. Tell her come see me, come for the 4 pound. Me a kai, sign your tits. 30 grapevine, bite your lips. Make you waistline, why not it? Don't waste time when I visit. Just come in a kissy, me know it risky. She a said it that the jacket he go fit me. Disappear like when me do the trick. See a fight, but she did Lulu before 50. Come and make me pet a pussy genie. Me I know your brother nothing no wrong if you feel it. Pizza your hard, but me deliver.
Greatest trick the devil ever pulled.
Keep the secret.